And we're live.
What a beautiful first audio to transpire on this beautiful, beautiful stream.
Do we have audio?
Do we have audio?
I don't know.
That is a question, just making sure.
So, no, we did not get
Yeah,
the
no, we
audio.
have audio, we're fine.
Okay.
We're good.
Yeah.
Everything's chill. We're good.
Okay, so last time on Outpost, the party kind of journeyed around to discover this weird sinkhole in the ocean that led to the front gates of this undersea castle. After some light exploration, they discovered that there was already this group of strange folks investigating this castle. And after exploring it further, making contact with one of the mercenaries associated with it, they interacted with some cultists. And by interacted, I mean lied to, and then proceeded to try to murder after they tried to murder first themselves.
That's an important
After mostly succeeding to not get murdered, the party then got sleep spelled. Well, the one standing member of the party did get sleep spelled.
The one that did not get murdered.
And upon waking up, the party discovered that they were kind of trussed up and being involved as sacrifices in some sort of ritual. However, as the ritual was kind of coming to its completion, each member of the party was contacted in the dream by this weird being in kind of a dream space. They were contacted by a being that called itself Endra and claimed to be an earth soul, kind of a spiritual center of the natural power of this world, and it asked for help in fending off these ritualists who were trying to kind of pervert some contact ritual to steal a measure of this being's power. In so doing, cause bad things to happen. So the party has just recently been forcibly awakened and untied from their bonds, and they are in the bottom of this large amphitheater-style room, the ground floor of which is probably a 40-foot radius circle with several staircases and steps all up around. A large blast of force has recently emanated from the center of the circle, damaging and knocking out several of the cultists and mages, although some remain standing. Please roll initiative.
Lovely.
What? It's on my foot.
That is going to be a number 15.
God, what a mood. So, 20 plus.
24.
And 15 plus.
I'm 15.
15. What's the initiative?
Plus 4.
Roll off.
9.
4. Alright, me first. Pirate cat.
So for 15 first, we have Shadow, and then for 15 second, we have Selwyn. And what's your initiative?
10!
Your girl got a 10. You're going last.
That's fine.
Because we have then the... Okay. So... Excellent. So, you three are just recently awakened, you four. There's 3 of you. There's the 2 people here and then the brothers, and those are 3 creatures. So
2 halflings in a trench coat.
Makes sense.
I've seen it before. So, the 4 of you all spring to your feet, kind of propelled by an arcane force. The ropes tying you to the post sufficiently snapped. You also notice that in the commotion of this big wave of force, on the edge of the arena, a big crate of supplies was upended, revealing all of your equipment kind of haphazardly thrown in it. As currently, none of you have anything on you except for your armor, if there is any, and the clothes on your back, if not. So no arcane focuses, no weapons. Nothing else.
I am a weapon.
Indeed. So, first up is Merowyn. As you see across the circle from you, the ritualist in that big kind of tentacly mask off on the top and with big tusks on the bottom. He has 2 mage friends that are also alive and 4 mercenaries. All of them look like they've been kind of buffeted around by this big force explosion that just happened, but all of them are still standing, where many others cannot say the same. What do you do?
I'm gonna go run to get some equipment.
Sweet. What's your move speed?
25.
Roll an athletics check to see if you can get there in time with just your movement.
Okay.
It's a big circle, and you have little legs.
Probably not. It's a 3.
So it looks like you're gonna have to-
Athletics. It's a 2. Oh no, wait, proficiency. No.
Yeah.
Don't assume your brother's stats. Okay, so you with a dash action can make it to.
I'm gonna do something different instead.
Okay, so
I'm gonna pick up some shattered stakes.
there's some
There's.
splinters. It's
Splinters.
less stakes and more splinters.
I want to pick up 7 splinters and cast Spike Growth.
Okay, how do you cast your spells? Are you a bard or a sorcerer?
Bard.
Okay, spike growth. What's that do?
Ground in a 20-foot radius centered around a point in range. Twist hard spikes out from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult terrain. Any creature that moves 5 feet in it takes 2d4 piercing damage per 5 feet.
Okay,
And I want to place it right where the most melee-looking people are.
so just right under their feet for the mercenaries.
Yep.
There are 4 mercenaries, and this spiky ground grows up.
Put them in the center.
Yes,
So they have
right in the
some.
center. So they have some difficulty with movementing. Do they have to make a save now?
Huh? Nope. There's no save.
There's no save. They just
Damage
take
when they
damage.
move?
And it's camouflaged. It looks natural. They
Okay.
don't even see it.
Well, does it look natural or is it camouflaged?
Camouflaged to look natural. They can make a perception check.
I'm gonna give them advantage on a perception check since you just cast a spell and the ground changed.
Yep.
What's your DC?
My DC is 15.
So they are very focused on drawing their weapons and screaming. So they don't, they don't see any ground go spiky.
And then bonus action. Still, time to deal with them.
Okay.
Is that bardic?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what
I thought that was just generically encouraging, and I was just like, that's so nice.
That's so nice.
Also bardic.
Okay. So beautifully enough, it is now the mercenaries' turn, and all 4 of them draw kind of long swords and their chainmail shirts, and they start running towards you. What's the radius of the spikes?
20 foot and it's
20
difficult terrain.
Yeah, it's difficult terrain. So they find that it's perhaps somewhat difficult to get through this terrain. So go ahead and roll 4 rounds, 4 or 5 feet. 4 times 2, 86, 84. 84. They're just running through all of it.
Okay.
They're running through the all.
Yeah, do it.
4.
You missed.
We lost one. It was a 4 though.
Yeah. Let's see. 4, 5, 9, 18.
Can I just say, from the bottom of my heart, Jesus Christ. So they effectively they take a dash action to kind of get through all of it, and then kind of wind up on the other side. But they're all feet bleeding and shit, and they are just looking very rough, but not quite dead yet.
Oh, hey, the ground's spiky over there. Don't go in it.
Would have been good to know. He shakes his sword at you.
Fuck you.
Points it at you. No, fuck you! And that's the Merc's turn. Shadow, you're up.
Perfect. I am gonna go see if I can grab my equipment.
What's your move speed?
30 feet.
So, yes, just
Yeah.
barely. You pass by him as he's holding these spikes, and it's just like, bro. You will need an action to kind of
I
acquisition
so
all of
do
your
that.
equipment. You sufficiently action equipment make do.
I sure so do equipment.
Get equipped.
Yeah, I am equipped.
My action is item acquisition. Yes. Soen.
I am going to run up next to Merwin.
Okay.
And then cast catapult on one of the spikes on the
Is
ground.
Catapult a bar spell for
Somatic,
you.
huh? It is somatic only.
Do you have your focus? Yeah.
What is? Are there
Well-
material components?
Well, you don't need your components if you have an arcane focus.
This
but
only
you
has
also-
somatic components.
But you need an arcane focus to cast spells.
Okay.
If you're a sorcerer. If you're a bard,
Okay,
you can
okay.
just sing about it.
Well, in that case, I'm going to cast a bard spell. Big magic-y boy up top, right?
Well, he's all the way across. He's currently from you about 60 feet away.
About 60 feet away. Okay. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, he can. How do you feel about a 21?
Okay, cool. That's that.
What was the spell you were casting?
Huh? Vicious mockery.
Ah! Hey, fuck you! No. Okay. So, anything else on your turn?
Bonus action. Hey, Candle, fuck them up.
You have a
Bardic.
D6 Bardic Inspiration. It is the mage's turn. Now, the two mages saw the big spiky area and the consequences thereof, so they're going to kind of avoid it. They arrange themselves such that they're 60 feet away from everybody, kind of in the back corner of the circle, which is a fun phrase to say, back corner of the circle.
Yeah.
But they are simply going to both cast spells on themselves, and their skin begins to glow. And that's the vibe. That's their turn. They are prepping and in the distance. Next up is... Good lord. The ritualist. So in the back, he kind of slams. He has this big fuck off staff. It's like a stick with a big crystal in it that has some weird feathers and tassels and like teeth dangling from it, like a bunch of tokens. And with his big mask,
He's a crafter.
looks up at it, and the staff begins to glow. It does not begin to grow.
His
And
staff is growing?
His staff is growing, yes.
In public?
Yes. He has no shame. He slams his staff into the ground. Might be quite painful. And this strange, almost water-like crystal just grows around him. And you can see that he is dimly chanting within the confines of this crystal.
That doesn't look good.
That's his turn. Next up is Candle.
Hi.
Hi, Candle.
Aw. Look at violence. Okay, I'm gonna go run and get my stuff.
Okay.
I have a 40 movement speed.
You can successfully get there and roll a sleight of hand check as Shadow has already kind of grabbed it to see if it takes an action or an item interaction to get your main shit.
Sleight of hand. Sleight
Sleight of hand.
Sleight
Big
of hand.
of fist.
Sleight of hand is
Sleight of
going
hand.
to be a 14.
14. So it does take, I'm going to say your bonus action and item interaction are taken by getting all your equipment together, but you still have an action. Is there anything you can do with it? And 10 feet of movement. There is no one within 10 feet of you.
I can't rage.
Well, you can rage as your action.
Can I rage as
Yeah.
my action?
Anything you can do with a bonus action,
Yeah!
you can also use an action to do.
I say, bring it on! Flower power! And then I rage.
Everyone just kind of looks at you.
And I have wild surge.
Oh, please roll on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Oh, yay. Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's a 2. I teleport up to 20 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see. Until my rage ends, I can activate this effect again on each of my turns as a bonus action.
Please roll a d8. Please roll a d8.
Oh, no.
Please roll a
Don't.
d8.
5?
Don't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You teleport 20 feet back to right where you started at the center of the circle.
Okay.
Wow, I
As long
didn't-
as you didn't teleport into the thorns.
Yes. No, the thorns are too far away.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, you kind of just back to where you started and be like, ah! With your hammer. And that's your turn.
Thank you.
Next up is Madeline.
I'm gonna go collect my equipment.
Okay. That's going to take a bonus action. Now that it's all been sufficiently kind of unpacked and
Yep.
de-debris.
And then all the mercenaries look a bit hurt. don't
Yes, they do all look a bit hurt.
Pew.
What's that?
My bow.
Okay. You shoot an arrow at one of them.
His pew pew.
That is an 18.
That'll hit one of them. I'm going to say number one of them. They die in order.
Number one of them takes 10 damage.
Oh, he's almost dead. He has a big arrow just kind of lodged in his abdominals, and he's just like, "Hey! I have the voice of an old witch! It's a good thing I'm going to die soon so that the DM doesn't have to do this voice for much longer!"
And then, seeing that.
All right,
he's
don't
still
kill him.
up, back up a little bit further.
Keep that one alive.
Okay.
We're attacking.
Noted.
Do not kill one.
You are now back up more than 30 feet away from the
Yep.
mercenaries.
That's what I want.
Next up is the mercenaries. So all four of them are going to rush towards the corner with you two and you, but you're a bit too far back. So each of them, you're actually in the center, and they are focused on this group that has been causing them harm. And by this group, they do mean him, and by this group that they're going to be able to reach, they do mean those two.
This seems wrong. I should be causing harm.
Get good. Anyways, each of them gets a singular attack. So, half on Selwyn, half on Shadow. How do you feel about a 21?
No.
How do you feel about a 19?
Ow.
And actually, 1 second. One is smart enough to remember he has a crossbow. So, one on Shadow. That's a 9. And then the one in the back kind of stops 10 feet before these two and takes a crossbow shot at you. And misses. Misses horrifically. So I have 2 hits on Selwyn.
Well, I'm going down.
Are you actually going down? What's your health at? Or I guess.
I'm at full, but like 2 attacks.
Okay.
Okay.
Forgot he hadn't
First
rolled damage
hit,
yet.
10 damage.
I'm going down.
God.
Second hit is 12 damage. Are you down?
Yup.
Are you dead?
No.
No, but I'm bleeding out.
Oh no.
Oh, goodness.
Huh?
So that's the mercenary's turn. Shadow.
Okay. Cure wounds.
Thanks.
No worries, bud. Oh, that wasn't the best. That's a. That's 8.
Okay.
Solid.
Hey, that's about half my health right there.
There you go. And then bonus action, because I have the poisoner feat, I'm gonna coat my rapier in poison.
Nice. You successfully been poisoned with the rapier.
It has been bepoisoned.
It has been poisoned. So, next up, Silver.
I get up, scrape myself off, just ow. And bonus action, Misty Step to my stuff, so I'm not taking attacks of opportunity.
Big mood. You successfully do so.
And I'm over there now. And so
you're
now
at your stuff
I'm
and you
over
have
here.
your
I'm gonna
action.
pick all my stuff up.
That's gonna be sleight of hand check to see if you can make it an item interaction. Otherwise, it'll take your action.
10.
I'll allow it. You have your action.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on Eeny, Meeny, Miny.
One is most
One.
injured.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Wisdom save?
What do you say?
Huh? Well, hold on.
Yeah, we'll see.
He does successfully fail the save.
Now die.
Roll damage. Please roll good enough damage.
1.
He is not dead!
Damn it.
You rolled the only number that would not have killed him. You dumb bitch.
Dang.
He says, "No! I don't know if this was my voice, but now all of the mercenaries sound like this. It's contagious."
He was the old lady, remember?
All right. It's the mage's turn. One mage is gonna take aim at Candle, and the other mage is gonna take aim at Candle.
Aw,
So
hi.
they both see you, and they're just kind of very straightforward mages. So this is Firebolt, so you'll have resistance to the damage because they don't know how tieflings do.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about a 19 to hit?
That is going to hit me
I
nicely.
have 2 hits.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't you just hate it when you walk up into the club and 2 random dudes just start hitting on you? Anyways, total of pre-halved for your convenience,
Yes.
10 fire damage is what you receive from total all of these both hits. So you take 10 damage.
Ow! Hit me again!
They look confused by your eagerness, but they readily know their spell. The ritualist is chanting. He gets a tally. Candle, it's your turn. You can teleport 20 feet to an occupied space that you can see, and then take your movement. You have a bonus 20 feet of movement that you can use. That's teleportation.
With the bonus.
How far away
With a
are
bonus action.
how far away are the mages from?
So the mages are about 60 feet away from you.
I can get there.
Do you want to? So, Candle's just like, boop, boop, kind of fades out of existence briefly, and it's just like,
And I charge!
And then she charges, in the middle of which she blinks forward about 20 feet, now you're in the face of the mage. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
I smack him wicked up with my hammer.
And your bonus action this round was teleportation, so you don't
Yes.
get the unarmed attack.
I know.
Good to know. Get his ass.
Does a
Don't forget you have Bardic if you need it.
I don't think she does.
18 hit?
Yes!
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure she remembered before she said it.
I'm going to. Okay. 10 damage.
Ooh, spicy. So, given that all of these folks seem to have been buffeted by the wave of force at the start of combat, it looks like you have really knocked this guy closer to death in a significant way. He's not happy, but he's still alive.
Have you? I put a gentle hand over the wound that I just hit, and I say, "Have you made peace with your god?"
he kind of like nudges your hand off and says, "I'm an atheist." So Merowyn's turn.
Bonus action. Bardic. Hey, Shadow. Stab them.
Do a stabbing.
Shadow just kind of nods.
What's happening?
The stab happening.
Action. Look
What
at
the stabbing?
the screamy one. The very hurt boy.
Old woman.
Hey, this time die.
But what if I didn't want to? I get to roll a wisdom save after I got it. Oh no, roll damage.
I don't need to.
You don't. Fine!
And then he collapses over dead, and the voice changer falls out of his mouth. No, so that's your turn. One of the mercenaries is keeled over dead, bleeding from most of the orifices. I would say most of them.
Oh,
Have blood leaking outwardsly.
Good.
It's the mercenary's turn. Crossbow in the back is gonna take another pot shot at you because you're annoying. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Motherfucker. Then we have one for each of you.
Me too?
No, not you. Just those two.
Oh.
You're gonna be the focus of the mages.
Okay.
14.
Reroll it. I'm using my second chance.
How do you feel about a natural 1?
I feel a lot better about
Okay,
that.
Shadow.
Hi.
22.
Oh, it does hit a bit.
It hits a bit.
It goes a little bit.
10 slashing damage from the longsword as it does a good fucking up and along your sides.
Asshole.
As there's an interesting sequence of events that seems to be happening in the mercenary corner. That's the mercenary's turn, Shadow.
Can I stab the boy who just stabbed me?
You sure can.
Because
Well,
I'm gonna try.
You can try, yes.
I sure will try. That's gonna be a whopping number of a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is going to be a whopping damage to Dake.
Sneak attack.
But do I get sneak attack?
Yeah,
Just
allies
allies.
and-
Oh!
Wow.
That was some
It
sound.
sure was a noise that happened, and this is my poisoned rapier, so they also get con save, I guess, on their part.
A good 16.
That ties, so they pass, I
Oh, thank
believe.
goodness.
But that's still going to be a whopping, 10 damage.
Nice. He's looking pretty close to death.
I rolled really low on all of my dice. but
Pretty
you know what?
familiarly
I'll
close to death.
take it.
Aww.
That's Shadow's turn. Selwyn.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, quick logistic question, if possible. Did we figure out how if my poison, I coated my poison, does it only work for one attack? Is that
It works for 3 attacks.
3? Okay, good to know. I'll make note of that.
Yeah.
Mages that are fighting. Okay.
Yes.
One of them's looking real rough.
Pretty rough. I wouldn't say real rough, but like pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
He's
okay.
like pretty rough. He's like
Cool.
rough and
I'm
tall,
going
I'd
to
say.
now cast catapult and just try and fling that over.
Dexterity save?
Dexterity saving throw.
Please don't hit me.
Your main man, Mage Boy, got a spicy 16.
Harsh.
That is
It passes, but
That
it
is
still
a spicy
takes
throw.
good damage.
Oh shit.
That's prehab for your convenience 9.
Not bad.
No, my role in combat. He falls over dead.
Thank you.
Now you can focus on the other one. Also, at the merc who's trying to merc Shadow, I'm going to quicken spell a firebolt.
Roll to hit.
Yes.
Schmancy.
That will definitely hit with a 22.
Roll damage. Roll damage.
Also,
Don't
can
Don't
roll the
a
same
one.
damage. If you don't roll the same damage as you did last time,
shut the
you
fuck
will
up.
successfully kill him.
Because they have 30 health.
Kill him.
30 health left.
Well, yes.
7.
He's dead.
'Kay.
He's a dead boy. Dead boy. No.
Dead boy.
Okay. So, sweet. So now it's the mage's turn. The mage. There's only one left. The mage is glowing lightly, but
I do that sometimes too.
his mask kind of gets the angry eyebrows. He's just like, "Stop trying to socialize. This is a business event." And he reaches out his hand, cloaked in shadows, towards you to make a melee weapon attack.
This is Big Mage Boy.
No, this
No,
is
this
secondary mage.
second
Big mage
mage.
is still in his little
Is
crystal
the little
hut.
rock
He's
cave.
ritualist boy who's still.
Gotcha.
Okay. He's
Sharp bait.
Yes.
Ring of fire.
How do you feel emotionally about a 17?
That is
Does that
going
hit?
to damage me.
It'll get you.
It gets me.
What?
It's the
Come on, I
Gettiest.
get you. One way.
One way.
All right. You take 13 necrotic damage, and you see a lot of the cuts and bruises on him that he got from being buffeted back heal, and he regains some health.
Oh, we're gonna need to fix that.
Disgusting.
So that's his turn. And now it's the ritualist's turn. He gets another tally as he's chanting. Candle, you're up. There's a mage in front of you. What do you do about it?
How far away is the other mage?
Oh, like 10 feet. You can teleport to him as a bonus action, or you can just walk.
How damaged does this boy look?
Less so than he did a second ago.
He hasn't been damaged by your party at all.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him. I'm sorry.
Smack him.
This is not a personal attack. It's just a physical one.
It's a business attack.
Ooh.
Eggs are ready.
Excellent.
Oh,
We'll be
awesome.
there shortly.
Hey.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
food in this house.
Part with very few onions and mushrooms in it.
You don't have
Is
to call
it-
me
is
out
it-
like this.
Yes, he does.
You don't.
Let the world know,
No.
Sweeney. Why does there have to be a part that doesn't
It
have
doesn't
onions?
have to be. I just have flavor preferences, and I didn't come here to be attacked. Okay.
It's in the 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock portion of the.
Of the panel, of the circle. Good to know.
Starting where?
I will be DMing the rest of the session like so. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh,
Okay.
he's a cultist now.
I hit him. I crit.
And
On
he
that
died.
hit, I dealt 16 damage, and then is he still up?
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna expend a key point, and I'm gonna make 2 unarmed attacks on him, and be like, I'm sorry.
Don't be Hercules.
Okay, one of those is a miss, but the other one is a crit. Again, I'm really sorry.
And she's back, boys. Aaron crits McGee.
Oh.
And that's a 1.
Min damage.
Oh no! It's a 4 damage.
4 damage.
4.
4 damage. He is
Do
almost.
you add that?
6 damage.
He is
I'm okay.
almost. Do you have a second attack? No, you don't.
No.
Use it. Sucks. He's still alive, motherfucker.
No!
Wait,
Yes.
are you raging?
Yeah.
Add rage.
I forgot to add rage! 4 damage!
Just remind her of things.
Yeah!
As you remember that rage
How
does
do you know how
damage.
they-
You get angry that you forgot.
Let me.
Okay, I got you, I
So
got you.
basically, you kind of run over to him screaming like, "I'm gonna murder you!" And he's just like, "I would prefer if you didn't." And you hit him wicked hard with your hammer, and he kind of falls to one knee, and is just like, "I would prefer if you." And then you miss. It was like that I would prefer. And he's looking at it. You smack him across the face with your tail, and he was just like, "That hurt." And you glare at him. That hurt more. Just kind of collapses in a heap under the weight of your stare.
Accent surge!
Do you have an action?
I
surge?
do! By blessing of
Yes,
Lysandra!
and your movement remaining is a good 20 feet, which is enough to get to Mr. Ritualist's crystal.
I do! I go! I hit!
Well, you can't hit. Oh, you can. Jesus.
Action
Roll
surge.
to hit the crystal.
Ha!
Damn it. My crystal.
My breath.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I...
Oh, you're doing great.
You're doing amazing.
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
proud of you.
That's gonna be a 25?
Please roll damage.
I will.
As you successfully kind of... It seems like there's a magical force field around it that you have to push through, but you successfully make combat contact.
Oh
in this.
We are all successfully making combat.
16
I would
damage!
say that you've successfully combated. Anyways, 16.
I killed 2 people.
That's not something to be proud of, murderer. And
It is successfully
is
combating.
successfully combating. 16 damage. A big spiderweb of cracks forms throughout this crystal's edge, but it's still intact. It seems like there's several layers to this boy.
How many licks to the center?
You never know.
D4 your next roll. Well played. It's a good joke.
Appreciate
next
it.
up, Metal.
Oh, there's 2
Two
guards left,
mercenaries. Yes.
and they look untouched by us, right?
No, untouched by everyone except you, Mr. 18 damage on the spike feet. Fuck ass.
McGee.
More than half their health ass looking piece of bitch ass.
Fuck up.
No, that's not a combat thing. Anyways,
It depends.
Let's not.
Let's not do that.
That's a different campaign.
Ew.
So, I'm gonna roll to shoot my bow at them.
Okay, roll
Aw.
to hit. Are you shooting the close one or the far one?
Oh, that doesn't matter because I'm not hitting them.
Oh, so you successfully shoot an arrow perfectly between them from your side. It embeds itself in the ground about 80 feet past, and they both take a second to look at it.
Huh.
Mage, right? Yeah, he's a mage. You forgot I talked like this, didn't you? And
One of them talks normal, though.
yeah, I don't really like my job.
Well, fuck. Hey. Feel better. Healing word.
Oh, cheers.
Excellent.
You're fine. Don't give him that look.
7 health.
7?
You still have more health than all 3 of us combined.
No. Not right now.
Are you still at 8 health? Or-
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
I haven't taken a lot of physical damage. I've taken no physical damage.
Exactly. You have more health than the 3 of us combined.
Well, no, I've taken psychic and fire. That's
What health are you at? I can heal you if you need.
All of us can heal you if you need.
Yeah.
Very
it's
true.
fine. I just wish someone would care.
I don't have the wish spell, sorry.
It's a little too
Yeah,
much
we're
for me.
a little low level.
Okay, so that's Merowyn's turn. Next up is the 2 mercenaries. At this point, one is gonna try and stab Shadow. No, it's the one that's in melee with you that's still melee. So he's gonna try and stab you, my main man.
Don't go down, 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 don't go down.
How much health do you have?
That's a
Is it-
10 hit.
He's at 8 health.
The other one with its crossbow is gonna focus on the mage. 'Cause fuck you. He successfully misses the mage. Maybe I should be a caster.
Aw, believe in
Fucking
yourself.
shoot! Haven't hit one crossbow this whole time. He starts yelling at himself. He seems to have some psychological issues. Next up is Shadow.
Can't blame him.
One dude in kind of 5 feet of you that you can stab.
I'm going to. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I'll try
gentle
Stabitha McGee over
you do
here.
have sneak attack as Selwyn is right there.
That's gonna be a 17 hit.
Just barely.
Oh boy.
I'm a guard.
Guard, you say?
Guards renowned for their AC of 16 con save.
Oh right, poison.
I got let me see, 9.
A 9. That does not pass. So that is going to be a whopping. Is that?
Jesus.
Oh no, that's 5. That's a whopping 14 damage.
You stab him, and he's like, "No, the death of the hag voice!" And foam comes out of his mouth as the poison just really just fucks the system over.
Cothram, take
right
you, hag
quick.
voice.
And that's the end of High Voice.
Aw, I liked him.
Well, he didn't like himself.
He is healing word's a bonus action, right?
You sure is.
Can I healing word this boy who's
I
absolutely.
need to know what your healing word is, though, for posterity. What is your healing word?
A word that
That's
heals.
a terrible healing word. He looks at you and is just like,
I feel better from
And
it.
you sure do. I'll come up with that at some
you
point.
feel a D4 better.
You a D4
Plus
plus whiz.
Plus whiz.
So you actually feel 8 better because I rolled max.
That's like your whole health right there.
I'm 1 below half right, or 1 below full right now.
Yep. For now. Okay, so
I think I'm at your full.
That's Shadow's turn.
We're
So
at 17.
there's
Yes.
one
Oh.
mercenary left. He's about 15 feet away from you, and he is wielding a crossbow, and he's
Yeah,
currently berating
that's why
himself
I
for his
was-
terrible aim. It's like, I knew I needed to
Work
spend
on
more
that.
time at the ranges. I knew it, but no, I had to hang out with High Voice and his weird friends. Whatever.
Oi,
What?
this is how you aim. Firebolt.
Roll to hit.
Gonna laugh.
Roll to hit, please.
Aw,
Please.
Oh, there we go.
That's gonna be a 21.
That'll hit. Please roll damage.
Dang it.
Can I add your bardic to damage?
No.
Or is that just valid
That's
bars?
valid bars.
Okay. 8.
8. Oh, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. I bet you've practiced your aim, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
see?
Do you need bardic or no? You have bardic.
I could
have
use some
You
bardic.
have bardic. You
Make-
want some
I'll
bardic?
take some bardic.
Okay, hey Merowyn, give him some bardic. And by that I mean kill him.
Oh, we can talk about this, actually.
Yeah, I'm giving you bardic.
Oh,
No, I would no. One second.
No.
Hey. So that's your
Yeah.
turn.
I'm giving you the
Inspiration.
bardic to kill him.
The mages are all dead.
Wait,
Eh.
all of them?
Yeah, you killed all both
You
of them.
killed both
All
of them.
both of them.
Yippee!
Well, you did most of the work on the first one. I did the final kill,
Oh,
but like
okay.
you did the
Oh,
the
the elder mages.
He's encased in a crystal, and his chanting seems to be building to a fever pitch. It is your turn.
oh, that's not
Okay,
good.
this is gonna sound like a weird question. Can I teleport inside the crystal?
No,
Damn it.
because that counts as an occupied space, and it's an unoccupied space that you can see. So, and also in technobabble terms, there's too many strong magical currents swirling about such a point for you to channel your power to put you there.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it wicked hard.
Hit it wicked hard.
Hit it
Roll
wicked
your
hard.
spaces.
I will. Thank you. Okay.
We're figuring something out.
Uh-oh.
Okay. First hit is going to be a number 23.
That'll hit.
Hits. Yay.
Hercules.
You are going to take 16 damage, and then I'm going to use. Should I? Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna use my last key point to.
Flurry of blows.
Yeah.
Please roll them.
Brrr.
Flory.
Floor.
First one,
McFlurry of blows.
10 to hit,
10 does not hit. That magical force field kind of knocks your tail aside
and I'm like, ow.
as you circle it back around in a show of martial
Second
prowess.
one, 22.
That'll fucking hit.
Yay! I roll a dice.
See a shield.
10 damage.
Nice. So, it looks like you have made it a bit just over halfway through this crystal's casing. And at the same time, it looks like there's a building explosion of magic that is starting to happen in the center of it. But that's where you're at.
I don't feel good.
Meadow.
Mr. Stark?
We can talk this out, right? It looks like you guys are winning the engagement and I'd prefer not to be dead.
Do you surrender?
Shit. He looks around. Yeah, I guess. I never was a good shot anyways. He puts down his crossbow, kind of like pulls his
Shit,
hands up.
that worked.
Sweet.
Listen, I'm just here to get paid, you know?
What's the staff made out of
The staff
that the channeler's using?
looks like it's made out of wood, but it's encased in crystal right now. He's encased in a little crystal dome.
Are any of the trinkets on the staff metal?
Not that you can see, no.
No. Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot at the.
Shoot at the thing. Roll to hit. Is this a ranged attack?
Yes.
Like a bow?
Yes.
Disadvantage.
Oh.
Sorry. Force field, you know.
Can someone heal me?
I can
I
get
can.
you. Oh, okay, that works too.
You have
Whoever
bardic,
heals me will
if
be
that
the
helps.
first person to ever.
No? Okay.
I think I missed.
Because we've all
with an
technically
eight.
gone down
Yeah, so it
before we
seems like
needed healing.
aimed dead on and then it curves as it's pushed away at the last minute.
Hey, feel better.
Aw, thank you. God bless you.
9 health.
Aw, thank you. Cool.
Right.
It's the mercenary's turn.
It's the mercenary. I'm just gonna go sit over there.
Good plan.
Crossbow, the long sword. I'll be over here. Have fun.
Did we make a friend?
I wouldn't
We
say
made a
friend
non-enemy.
yet, but
Aw,
Yeah, we made a not.
We
enemy.
prevented an enemy.
I'm Candle.
Hi, Candle. So.
We made friends with the normal voiced one.
Yeah, thank God.
Dang it.
So, That's the Merc's turn. Shadow, you're up.
Alright, I am going to run over to the Crystal Madoodle Bob next to Candle. And I'm also going to heal Candle as well.
Nice.
With Cure Wounds.
Aw.
Your wounds shall be cured!
Guys, this is so we're
That
bonding.
was a 7 health back.
Thank you.
Could I bonus action stab the thing with my dagger?
No.
No?
Unfortunately, for offhand attacks, you need to have made attack action before.
Makes sense.
Just
Just double check.
Yes. No, you kind of roll up, just like, okay, I'm watching you. Feel better. I'm watching you.
I stare intently at the crystal.
That's your turn, Selden.
Cool. I'm gonna make my way over to them, and you said it looks like it's been mostly broken through, or like halfway broken.
It's about halfway.
Cool. Can I Misty step inside?
I
But I
already
can
asked.
occupy the space of a creature larger than me.
Yes, but it's like it seems like it's not really crystal so much as it is solid water of a magical nature.
Okay.
That there's no
Cool.
teleportation that you can.
In
go.
that case, shocking grasp.
Okay.
On the,
roll to hit as you reach your hand out to the crystal.
Halfling lucky. 25.
Hits, please roll damage.
7.
Sweet. So as you're touching it, it does feel kind of like a watery texture, but it's solid water that's not ice, but it's like a crystal that's made out of almost slow-moving, watery something.
Sort of like a plasmic water.
Yeah, a little plasmic action going on. 1 second, let me make sure we are not. Sweet. Yes, it is with that last shocking grasp, very becraft and spiderwebbed, but not broken yet.
Quicken spell, shocking grasp.
Roll to hit.
Break it.
That is a 20.
That'll hit. Please roll damage.
5.
Not quite enough.
Harsh.
Sad day.
Unfortunate.
Brutal. So,
Sorry, Kendall.
the ritualist is chanting, and he opens his eyes and kind of looks out at all of you. And it looks like, from what you can tell of the arcane energies, as you kind of, you can't see his face. He's wearing this big, weird, animated
My
wooden
hand is
mask.
still coated in electricity. It's just waving at it.
But he sees that his ritual's not quite going to get completed fast enough, and so he actually takes out a dagger in this weird flowing crystal and stabs himself in the stomach. And you see blood kind of fountain into this flowing water all around him.
Oh no!
And
Not
it
so much to live for.
begins to change the whole color and glow of the crystal from that kind of pleasant deep sea blue towards this more ominous red. And it starts to kind of shake with a certain amount of energy. Candle, it's your turn.
I don't like that.
Instinct tells me not to hit.
I
However,
would. Oh no.
we are going to hit it!
I think we got to.
I crit.
Please roll damage.
I'm very sorry. I'm very loud. That's gonna be 15 damage.
Yeah. So, here's what happens. As you wind up, there's this nice, warm, sunny glow around you that intensifies for a brief moment, kind of a pleasant yellow to contrast with the deep, sickly red coming from the crystal. And as you bring your hammer down, it shatters and almost liquefies in an instant. Although it's strange because it looks like a sheath, the shell of the crystal kind of turns to water and scatters about the field. But the internals of it, this mage is now suspended in the water, this blood leaking out from his gut, kind of forming a strange shape around him that is slowly coming into focus. And as you break it, the mage falls to the ground, this shape lifts up from him and steps down, takes the form of a strange quadrupedal creature that features are not yet defined, but
Is
it
it a
seems
cat?
like this water is
I'm not
solidifying.
bad
No,
with
it's probably about the size of a grizzly bear, but
So
a bit
it's like
bulkier.
a big cat.
Like a big, well, it's not proportioned like a cat. It has too many shoulder broad.
I'm just gonna keep thinking of it as a big cat.
Okay.
It'll make me feel better.
Okay, this is a big cat that wants to eat you.
Is the ritualist dead?
No, he seems like he's still alive, but barely, and he doesn't seem to be controlling this creature.
Okay.
It's from what you can tell.
Is he conscious?
Great.
You can investigate on your turn.
Bonus action, I go. I teleport.
Teleport 20 feet back, like, oh no.
Uh-oh. Leaving the two
Candle, that's
squishy
your
ones
job.
there.
Merowyn, it's your turn. You are about 60 feet away from this thing. The ritualist is prone on the ground. There's this like faint tendril of blood floating from his gut towards this creature, but it seems to be currently fading.
Not great.
I'm gonna stand on the other side of the spike growth.
So the spike growth is kind of on the far end of the arena from you, so you can kind of, with your move speed, make it to the front edge of the spike growth.
Never mind then.
It's a big circle.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at
At the it.
At the cat?
the cat.
Proud. Please roll to hit.
I am curious to see what happens.
I probably hit it.
You should
21?
because I want to see.
Yes, that hits as you shoot an arrow towards him.
Hope of 21 hits.
7 damage.
7 damage. Excellent. Doesn't look like it does much. Anything else on your turn?
Everyone has bardic, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shadow, you're up.
I want to see what Toll of the Dead does on this thing because technically it get hit by an arrow, so it's injured.
Which is technically injured.
Is that a whiz save? Toll
Yes.
Of the Dead?
What's it?
Wisdom saving throw.
Your main man did get a 18.
Passes. All right.
Brutal. So, the magical wave washes over him and it shrugs it off as this creature is still in the process of forming out of this weird bloody water.
I am going to step back a little bit as well.
You are in melee with it.
Oh, never mind then. I'm not going to do that. I don't want an attack of opportunity on me.
Question for you: did the arrow stay in it?
Nope, pass through.
Oh,
Sorry.
shat.
The bed.
It shot the arrow out, yes.
Oh
So,
no. It's violent.
that's Shadow Selwyn.
Okay. You're scary. Disengage action?
You disengage. Action, where would you like to go?
Behind Candle.
Sweet.
Because she teleported 20 feet away, and I've got 25 movement. I'm hiding behind you.
You stand behind her like,
Protect me.
okay, that's your turn.
I'm going to get launched, guys.
It's the demon's turn.
I'm gonna
As it spends a full round in the air, it seems to solidify. It's no longer now this watery form. It grows these weird amphibious skin. It's kind of thick and rubbery. And you see that its wide mouth is just full of all of these shark-like, razor-sharp teeth, just rows upon rows. It has a tongue. The tongue also has teeth on it. It's just generically horrific. And as it fully solidifies, Shadow, make a Constitution saving throw as this bad boy stanks. He's got a demonic stank.
What's it look like?
Looks kind of like a toad, like a big demonic
22.
deep-sea toad. You
Or
pass.
21, yeah.
21, you pass, and you are immune to its stench for now. Yes, the stank pervades your nostrils, but you are stronger than the stank, for you are sponsored by Mr. Clean Erase. Okay, so that's its turn is going to be trying to dismantle you, kind of like a chicken wing. So it's going to make 2 attacks. One is with its big claws as it reaches
Big
towards
meaty
you.
claws.
Big meaty frog claws. How do you feel about a 20 to hit?
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. Okay, so
Candle, go stand there.
Why must I?
Because you resist all damage.
Because you're big and we're tiny.
And you're beefy.
Size does not matter.
Am I dead?
15 piercing damage.
So, are you
Ow.
dead?
I'm not dead.
And then it tries to bite you.
That's better than me.
I'm not dead yet.
How do you feel about 21?
Stop it! Yes, it hits. Guys, I think I'm gonna go down.
That's a 5 damage, and please make another Constitution.
Not
saving
quite dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
Oh, well,
Don't forget Bardic if you need it.
Probably, yep, gonna need it. Oh, that wasn't great. But I think I still have that D4 from earlier. So I'm gonna use that too, and that wasn't great either. Oh,
Just
no.
2s across the board.
No, that's gonna be a solid 12.
Yeah, poisoned.
I'm the poisoner. How dare you?
Disadvantage on all ability checks
Disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls.
and attack rolls. That's right.
Ouch.
Yes. So that's poisoned. And you get to remake the save at the end of your turns.
Ow.
Candle,
I don't
you're 20
like
feet back. He's a big froggy monster with
Oh,
big meaty claws.
you're so beautiful. Okay.
He's kind of got deep set yellow eyes that's just kind of like.
Do you want a friend? Come on, baby, let's go.
As you approach,
I'm, like,
please roll a
crumpled and, like,
Constitution saving throw.
profusely
Well.
weeping.
You intake the stank.
I intake the stank. Con?
Con
Did you say?
save, yes.
That was.
Con save is gonna be a 19.
You successfully avert the stank.
Wow, Luigi.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. That's not gonna hit it.
What is it?
It was a 9.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit.
But I'm going to try to hit it with my tail. Does this have a tail?
It has like a little short, stumpy one, kind of like
A toad's tail.
like a toad's tail.
Oh,
Wiggle, wiggle.
okay.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
It's vestigial.
Yeah.
That one's going to be does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah. How much of your personality is Ariana Grande's character in Victorious? That's my
Actually, the key source of inspiration now is Mabel from Gravity Falls.
You
Oh,
know?
I can respect
Big
that.
Yeah,
I can
like
respect that.
I'm about it.
12!
Nice! 12 damage. You damage him 12 woolly. You kind of smack him.
That entirely.
Tiny's
Yeah.
in a big mood. Okay, so that's Candle's turn. Back to Merowyn.
Wait, is he here?
Yeah, he's right next to you.
Yes,
you
but
dead?
like crumpled over.
He's
Not
poisoned.
cool. I'm not dead yet.
He's just very fuckered.
I'm
I'm
not
not trying to shoot
dead
it.
yet.
Roll to hit.
I don't hit it.
You got
11.
Bardic?
No, it kind of glances off its thick
You
scaly
need one
eye.
for 6.
Yep. And then bonus action. Hey, feel better.
You try to make him feel better.
6 health.
You successfully make him feel 6 better. Which apparently is quite a lot based on that reaction.
But it's
Any movement you'd like to do?
now I'm at like HP to take one attack, maybe.
I'd like to make a line of candle between me and the frog. Distance away.
Yeah.
You're
That's
big.
cool.
We want to hide behind the big.
So now you are in a line behind Selwyn. So there's a
Yep.
line of Candle, Selwyn, Merowyn. This is good to know for when it casts a lightning spell. No, I'm just kidding.
Bring it on!
Shadow, you're up.
Destroy us.
As I'm just kind of like stumble kind of like back up from my crumpled position, look at it and say, Kothram, take you. Channel Divinity, Eyes of, was it,
Oh, please hit.
what's it called?
Path to the grave.
Path to the Grave!
Yeah.
Alright, so it is now cursed and has vulnerability to all damage until the end of my next turn.
So from your vision, as you're just kind of on your one knee, recovering from the poison, you see this big looming kind of grizzly bear-sized deep sea toad look down at you contemptuously, but you can see the shadow of just this humanoid figure over its shoulder, watching it as your curse goes into
Next hit,
effect.
yeah.
Next
It's
hit.
the next hit.
The
Until
next hit.
before the end of your next.
My next turn, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Selwyn,
it sure is something.
Okay, that you.
there was some big curse juju that just
Yeah.
happened. You saw some curse juju.
I saw some cursed juju, and I'm going to use that to my advantage. First off, healing word.
Thanks.
Feel better.
Thanks, bud.
That's 9.
Oh, good
You
job.
feel 9 better.
Aw.
Okay.
So nice.
That's how you heal. And then from my distance, I'm going to cast a firebolt.
Roll to hit.
If it singes me, ow.
Nope.
That's fine.
No.
Oh. Does it singe me?
Successfully misses everybody. It goes a bit high, as given how short he is trouble gauging such distances.
That's not how you hit, though.
Ayo! That's Selwyn's turn. It is now Demon. Demon is going to look at you and be like,
There's a place you can go.
I said demon.
Demon.
How did they? 21.
21 hits,
That is going to hit me.
and then its bite successfully misses you as you get knocked about by its claws. Its big,
Klaus.
meaty claws.
Sinterklaas.
Klaus.
11 slashing damage. Pre-half for your convenience. That's
11.
6.
Thank you.
6, and it misses with its bite as you dodge out of the way nimbly.
I am
And
nimble.
that's why we're behind you. Because that would.
Candle, you're
If,
up.
I have a
I
question.
have an answer.
Can I teleport on its back?
Yes, you can teleport on its back, although it will be difficult to stay there. You land on its back. Roll a dex save.
Yay!
Good times.
Oh. 19.
19. You
What?
successfully stay on its back. It's a bit slippy. It's a bit slimy. There's some frog slime
Smack it.
happening, but it's a very
Hit it.
dry frog slime. It's
Wicked.
almost sticky.
hard.
So you are on its back,
This is when
standing
we
like,
need
ha ha! Would you like to hit?
Woo!
Advantage on your first strike.
Thank you.
This is when we need the credit.
This is when we need the crit.
Don't say it. That was actually very well executed as far as curse mojo.
Yeah.
Math time.
I don't know how math works.
No, neither does
Probably.
A number that is
How high are you?
18.
Hits.
Good.
The number is 18. Okay.
Please double your damage after you get all your modifiers.
Don't
After-
forget to add.
Yes.
So add all of your everything.
Yes. 16.
16 post doubling.
Yes.
Nice.
Wait. So whatever. Add up all your damage. What'd you roll?
16?
16 was like
That's your
dice
base.
That was
and
my base.
modifiers.
Yeah.
Double
So
it.
32.
Because of the
Vulnerable.
curse of motherfucker.
I didn't know that.
I
32.
cursed him.
Fantastic.
Jesus Christ.
I hit it
On a cracker.
wicked hard. That's my catchphrase now.
So, his looking, I would say, pretty rough. Pretty rough. Pretty rough.
I
He's
like
rough
it.
now.
I like
He's
it.
now be roughened.
That's good.
Like toads.
Rough
ought to
man.
be.
Rough.
So, yes, as you smack him over the head, Shadow, you're seeing that shadowy humanoid figure over his shoulder that represents your curse, and then that shadowy figure is replaced as Candle just appears in that space and
I am dead.
smacks. The black energy constricts and then is dismissed as the damage is dealt. Anything else on your turn, Candle? That was your bonus action, so no.
I simply say, I'm really tall up here, guys.
Merowyn.
Good.
Let's see if I can hit it with an arrow. Oh,
Probably.
I can.
Please roll damage.
22.
Young
And
man.
that's 9 damage.
Ooh,
Spicy.
spicy.
And now the
Golden
arrow
spicy
stays in its
meatballs.
presence.
Yes, it is now embedded arrow-wise.
Good.
Merowyn. Okay. Next up is Shadow.
Good.
You are be poisoned.
Oh, yeah. Do I do that at the start of my
End of
turn?
your turn.
End of my turn. Okay. I am going to. What is poison? What is the
Disadvantage
effect?
on attacks and ability checks.
Great.
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 That does mean you don't get sneak attack because you have disadvantage.
No, that's fair. But what I can do is I can attack with my dagger and my hand crossbow because they're both light, meaning I can do a dual wield.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I can attack twice to boost my
go.
crummy odds. Nope. The only feasible one that could possibly hit is a 16. Ties. All right.
You have glances off his leathery hide. Too late now, motherfucker.
I don't think I do. I think I used
Did you
it.
use it?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I used it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I thought you. Oh no, you gave a healing word.
Yep.
That's what it was.
And then I needed con save.
Yes,
Against
con
poison.
save
No, I
to resist
agree.
poison.
17.
You have one pass. One more
Okay.
pass and you are cured of poison.
Okay.
So, next up is
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Can I like shift over to the side so I can like not getting closer to it, but I want to get a view of the magey dude who passed the fuck out. Can I do that by like going to the side?
If you go 20, yeah, you use your full movement, you barely have a view of him. He is prone on the ground, not doing anything, looks kind of insensate.
Looks kind of like dead or unconscious.
Would you like to use your turn to make an investigation check to determine the difference?
It would be an action, I'm
Action,
assuming.
yes. Okay, please roll investigation check from a good like 40, 45 feet away. Just to see, is he dead?
15.
You can see that he is breathing barely.
Okay.
Okay, that's your turn.
You
Bonus action.
should stop that.
Bonus action. Hey, don't be hard, Bardic.
Yay.
Sweet. Candle, it's not your turn yet. It's the demon's turn. Demon.
You wish it was my turn.
The demon can't really see you as it uses its movement to kind of turn just in a circle. Please roll a dex save to stay on its back.
I will. Ow.
Oh, right on to the mage.
Well, he was breathing.
By the way, I'm. Oh, yeah. Dex save.
WWE.
That's gonna be a number 16.
Ooh, tie goes to the defense, so you barely stay on.
That's not good for you.
I also think my rage ended.
Yeah, has it been a minute?
I think it's been a minute.
No.
No.
Has
No.
it
It
not
hasn't
been a
been a
minute?
It's been about 6
I don't know
If
how-
you didn't take
I don't know how
damage,
math
no,
works.
dealt damage, so you're fine.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
fine.
I apologize.
You're
I don't
good.
know how math works.
Yeah,
Math
10
is hard.
rounds.
It's been about 7 rounds.
Cool.
So you're still good.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't see Candle. It doesn't not dislodge Candle. It does see Shadow. I have 2 attacks.
I'm sorry.
I have a miss. I have a 16.
Ties.
No. Candle, it's your turn.
How close is the guy?
He's probably about 15 feet back.
Don't kill him. We want to maybe talk to him.
But what if his soul is attached? Oh, I'm just gonna hit this thing again.
Roll to hit.
Okay.
Schmack.
Ah.
Smackety schmackety.
Roll for smack.
Oh, okay,
Coming for
that's a
that
crit.
wacky.
Sure.
It's fine.
A number. A number.
Mhm.
Good.
The number is doubled. 22.
What?
Shit.
Why was it doubled?
Crit.
Oh,
No.
Was it a crit?
Well, it was a
Oh.
Did you remember to add your rage damage?
yeah.
How would you like to do this?
Woo!
So you're on its back with a big ass hammer. Shadow is getting, attacked by it. It's a moving target that you're on.
Okay. I have a vision. Basically, what I want to do is I am crouched on like its back. What I want to do is I kind of want to step up and like spin into its mouth. I'm okay with taking damage for the aesthetic, and then just hit it basically from above.
Roll a con save.
Yes.
Does it stink?
It does have a mouth stank,
I don't mind.
as separate from its normal body stank.
Con save is going to be a.
Bardic if you need it.
Oh, I do need it actually,
There
probably.
you go.
It's a D6, right?
Yep.
Yep.
17.
Just barely.
Yay!
So you are not poisoned nor damaged as you do a sick ass front flip off its face. In midair, you throw your hammer up and successfully also throw yourself down to the ground, landing on your feet, and you dislocate its face from its neck as it collapses backwards. Then there's also an explosion of acid as it kind of liquefies into this steaming mess. So you two, please roll a con save.
I was gonna.
Lovely.
Okay.
There we go.
16?
16, barely passes. I goes to the defense.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh no.
This is a con save?
Constitution save, yeah.
4.
4. So,
Oh no.
this is acid as it explodes in a kind of short range.
Oh, this is
as it's evaporating.
Something that actually burns me.
Yes. So 3 halved for Shadow's convenience. That's time and time again. Is 11 acid damage.
Ow.
You
Are
take
you up?
22.
I'm still
acid
no.
damage.
I'm still up.
And
Those 11.
as it dissipates, the room is silent, except for the occasional bang on the far doors of the chamber, the ones across from where you entered. And you can see the ritualist kind of barely holding on, breathing-wise. He's just kind of prone on his back, his staff cast off to one side. What do you do?
I go get the staff.
You go pick up the staff.
Spare the dying.
His breath kind of... Well, actually, roll a spellcasting check.
16.
16. So as you cast this spell, you get the impression you've anchored him to life for a bit longer.
Okay.
But it seems he tied his life force to the casting of this spell, similar kind of deal with a demon kind of concept. So his soul is going to be collected.
No, that's fair.
Soon. But now perhaps you have time to talk. He's just kind of laying there, hands like kind of spread eagled, kind of like crunches up, but he can't really sit up as he looks at you guys.
So, what were you doing here?
Kothram has given you a little time. Speak wisely.
He's still wearing that strange wooden mask. It seems faintly animated, the tendrils waving about. And he looks between all of you. Everybody roll an insight check.
Insight is wisdom.
19.
Excellent.
22, and I'll use Bardic, sure. 25.
Okay.
16.
Sure, I'll throw my bardic onto that as well.
10.
22.
22. So, it's hard to read him, what with the mask and all. And it seems like he's just taking it all in from certain perspectives. But you two notice that he also kind of brings his hands over his stomach, just
You
kind of
stabbed
over that
yourself.
wound, as he nods and is just like, I was doing great work, but, well, I can still be useful. And then he holds up his hands and they're kind of covered in his own blood. But you also notice there's like a red crystal in it, and he crushes it, and he says, I lay a curse on all of you from the Lord of the Deep. And then he dies. And you all feel a weight settle over your shoulders of an unknown nature.
Oh,
Oh,
That's not good.
I don't like
Yeah, that guy sucked,
It's
says the dude on the side that has surrendered.
Is he cursed too?
What does a curse feel like?
It feels heavy. A weight on
Nope.
your soul.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
It's okay. I've been cursed before. We just need to drink a lot of milk.
What?
maybe we just...
That's how I
We
broke the
don't have
last.
a lot of milk out at sea, though.
That's how I broke the last
So,
curse. Oh.
He's probably going to follow us to the ship and tell everybody about what was going on here.
Yes. He
Oh,
can. You
yeah.
can. Would you like to accompany us to our ship? You can
Well,
be.
you're going to.
Well.
There was less of an asking
Hey,
and
whoa, whoa,
more.
whoa.
Well, what else will he do? Leave him in this underground castle?
Guys,
forever?
we're being
That is the
polite.
other option.
He did
What's
attack
your
us
name?
and tie us up. And
Did
try
he
and
ever
sacrifice
actually
us.
hit us though?
Well, he tried to.
Hey. I heard that. I'm not talking to you again.
It
I
is
was
fortunate.
doing my best.
It is fortunate you did not hit the hand of Kothram.
I'm going to pretend to know what that meant, but that was threatening. So, my name's Billiam.
William!
Billiam, fancy son.
So, we should probably look for everything in here, find stuff. That staff seems important.
Oh yeah, you're still holding that. It's a ritualist staff, is what you can term it as. It's a kind of long wooden quarterstaff with a big crystal lodged in one end, although that crystal is now a lot dimmer. And it also has some like shamanistic tassels and teeth and bones kind of hanging from it by leather cords.
Can I cast detect magic on it to try to figure out what kind of magic?
You're
it's-
doing your detect magic where
I
you
am
glow.
doing it where I am glowing.
You glow and it's generically magical.
Generically magical.
It doesn't really. It seems more like a focus or a conduit for magic than any sort of inherently magical object.
Hey, thanks. Is his mask magical?
I can check.
Well, she...
As she's glowing, the mask is also magical, although very faintly.
I'm gonna grab it.
You grab it, and his body comes with it in a kind of grotesque puppeteering act. You just pick up his face.
Ew.
The rest of him slumps down, kind of like a.
Can I
Weird
just
snake.
see what he has on him? See if he has any just I don't know, rare herbs or anything I could maybe use and salvage
Investigation
for
check.
my own alchemy experiments. Investigation is okay, so that's gonna be a 19.
A 19. You successfully find his materials pouch, however, it's covered in cursed blood, and all of the useful properties seem to have been nullified by the presence of.
Maybe check the other mages. They were killed normally.
Oh, this is true.
Candle. Look at this too. I'm gonna pull out my shiny stone.
Oh, you have a shiny stone. You do
Is
have
this
a shiny-
magical?
Can I see it?
It's magical, but then it's also not magical. It seems to have some sort of rhythm to it of the presence of magic in it or not.
Ooh.
There seems to be a presence of rhythm, magic.
You see her pulsating
Rhythm.
like a disco ball.
I see.
It's kind of glowing.
Cool.
So Billiam,
Yeah.
where are you from?
It's kind of around. More of the kind of travel.
Are you
Spent
from
time on
the mainland?
islands. Huh?
Are you from the mainland? How did you get here?
Oh yeah, but I was on a boat. Boat for a while. Lots of boats. This whole organization seems to be doing a lot of boat shit.
A lot of boats.
A lot of boat shit.
Did the people talk about a being named Endra while you were in their presence?
Nope. Just said Cult Boy was doing some big ritual. Don't let people fuck with it, he said.
How does one join a cult? Just out of curiosity.
They were paying me.
That is a
Sounds
good
reasonable.
incentive.
It seems like he was not an actual cultist, more of a guard.
He's a
Are the rest of the sacrifices guard?
As you're looking around, it looks like some of those folks are kind of unconscious, although they look very beat up. Several of them are dead. It looks like they got caught in the fringes of the explosion.
I have a question.
I'm gonna go work on
Yeah,
like
medicaling.
helping them.
Okay.
Can I look at the other two mages? First of all, see if they have any like herbs or anything that I could make use of, and also if they have any more of those little bottled potions or bottled spells.
Yes. So, it looks like
'Cause those are fun.
on some of them, they have several broken jars
Okay.
on their person. But you do get some just generic herb materials.
Okay.
Mark down
Herb
materials.
materials.
2 units of herb
2 units of herb.
as you are kind of harvesting their materials pouches.
Last time I did actually grab 2 of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Next time I'm
Do I
gonna do
have-
shit. I need
are
to
they still
remake
in
my
with my
poison
Yes,
stuff.
yes, they're in your bag.
Shadow, I have a present for you.
What is it?
Well, I like to hit things.
Yes,
Um,
I have noticed.
yes.
You're very good at it.
Aw, that's so nice. You're good at things too.
Thank you.
But I wanted you to be better. So
Right.
here, you can have these. I
So
give
what
two-
is this?
What did you write down? What they look like?
One of them was wait, let me check.
One was inky black.
One of them was sand.
No,
the
the
sand
sand one.
was
It was a
the sand.
blizzard,
Oh, no!
and then the
Blizzard and
mysterious
inky black.
ooze one.
Yeah, it was the blizzard and mysterious ooze.
Duly noted. You now are in possession of 2 mason jars of I don't know.
Blizzard and ooze.
Blizzard jar, ooze jar is what I'm
Yes,
gonna call them.
you successfully have come into possession of them.
Do you guys want to help me lower them? You too, Billiam?
Huh?
Help the sacrifices who are still alive?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go stabilize. some
Probably
folks.
shouldn't just
Wait.
leave them.
Other people were being sacrificed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll go around
was like
and
a
cast
group of,
Spare
like,
the
12
Dying
or
and
so,
all
right?
I can.
Yeah, there are a total of 12 others.
Others, yeah.
Only about 4 survivors. It
Okay.
looks like they're all very unconscious, and a lot of them look like beat up, kind of like they've just been in a brig for a while. And then, as you guys are going about this, there's a big kind of sound of movement around the entrance, not the far door, which is closed and looks very locked and sealed, but there's the sounds of kind of a lot of people moving very quickly, and then you guys hear a somewhat familiar voice that says, "All right, you motherfuckers," and you see at the edge Captain Afira is holding the mercenary that you guys first saw by the scruff of the neck, Merrick, and she's just like, and she's looking down at you, and she says, "Oh,
Hello, Medic.
Hello! We did
you
good.
can."
Medic is all right. I'll vouch for him.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a big. Well,
We
good
also
job, all y'all.
We have a
Shall
few
we-
people that we need to take back up. They look
Okay.
hurt.
We got some supplies. Well, we'll talk back on the ship.
Hey,
Yes, I think.
we might have been cursed.
Oh yes, we were cursed through ancient blood magic.
What, the Lord of the Deep?
The
Was it?
yes, the Lord of the Deep. I'm assuming it's this some sort of something to do with the
okay,
squid
Your
masks.
turn, I guess, to say things.
Can I roll history on the Lord of the Deep?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
It's getting cold. Well, probably already
Give us
is.
a second. Lord of the Deep probably refers to that demon of the deep sea, that demon lord of the deep sea that you have peripherally interacted with before.
I have interacted peripherally with this deep lord.
Can I roll history and see if there would be anything like that in my culture?
I can tell you that there's not.
No. Okay. Good stuff.
So, you guys pack up and are headed back to the ship. We're going to take a brief food break. We'll be back probably in about 20 minutes
Woo!
for the second half of the session.
Thank you.
All right. Be back in a sec. And we are live again. I'm 90% sure.
We are live again.
Finally.
Yes.
Sorry, could you do that one more time? I need another take.
Oh, I said yes.
Ooh, no, slower. Clearer read.
Yes.
You fucked it up. Now you have to do it. Okay, now your turn.
Oh yes.
No,
yeah.
No, that was way too.
No.
That was too.
Give
close
it
to
more of a
real
Thank you.
There we go. Okay, sweet. So,
All right, real quick. Can I
Go.
do my real quick channel, my boy? Real quick, as we do every week, new followers that we have received in recent days. Let's see, who was recent days before?
Some of them.
Anything less than 14.
Yep. So la hi la la la. That's what it fucking says. That's what it fucking says. Bimble and Bim, Colin Lol 99, and Time Hitchhiker. Thank you guys for following. We appreciate you. Yeah, I think that's about all I gotta say. But yes, thanks. Appreciate y'all. We are a small channel. Y'all help us a lot. Quick round of applause.
So,
Let's go stop a cult.
We've already stopped the cult.
We stopped part of gold.
We are now cursed. Alright.
So, it looks like as you guys finish resuscitating and all of these various former prisoners and your one new actual prisoner named Billiam and Merrick, two former mercenaries. It looks like the Captain Tilly, has taken over kind of keeping charge of things. She's said that most conversations can wait until we get back to the ship, because it looks like various of the magical functions of this castle, this weird wayfinding bit that it has that leads up to this room, are starting to shut down. So she just kind of rushes everybody out of the castle, back up to the little water hole and up the ropes. Okay, let's go! And you find yourself back on the ship. She immediately turns everybody around and goes back to the flagship, as this is something that is pertinent to the future of the expedition. But you guys have probably about half an hour of time that can be conversation time with Billiam and Merrick, as they are in the brig, but like there's some extra comforts and such imported to the brig, and it's basically just their quarters that are locked. And so they're there, and they're just hanging out. They're kind of playing cards, the two of them, on a little barrel. It's like, got any threes? Nope.
So where did you say you're from?
Oh, frick, let me check my notes. No, we're from the mainland.
So,
Off on the, from here, far to the northwest.
how long did
Is that the part that we know?
I don't think so.
how long ago did the cult hire you?
Yeah, it's been a couple months now.
So, I'm guessing you heard them mention some more stuff about their cult, maybe a name?
No. Not really. We kind of kept to our own quarters and we're just given tasks.
How many months has it been? Billiam.
3, roughly.
Oh.
Kind of shipped off pretty immediately.
Just for context, based on our known mainland, is
Mhm.
that the mainland that they're talking about?
Probably not.
Okay.
As you guys are to the northeast of your mainland.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So, what is the land over there?
God, it's... Well, I had a name for it. And then I lost it. Foof!
Foof.
No.
yes.
The
Great land of Foof.
Yes, the great
land of Achu.
Achoof! 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 We're gonna call it Choof for now, because this is Dungeons and Dragons.
It is temporarily a choof.
No, it is forever.
Oh, it is
Achoof.
permanently
No,
a choof.
that portion of the continent is called
Let me
Achoof.
just
Yes, it's
write
the,
that down
the,
real quick.
The noble land of Achoof.
Oh,
Oh.
Ah, choof.
Gazoon.
interesting. I don't know where that is.
Never heard of it.
Bless you. Listen,
Where are you guys from?
in my culture, that was really funny.
We are from the north. Was northeast?
Southwest.
Or the southwest.
Southwest.
We are from the southwest.
Ah,
Is where we have come from.
okay. That's cool, I guess.
I don't know.
This expedition is.
We traveled around.
I guess.
Have you ever seen
Not
someone
from a
with my
place.
complexion?
Ooh.
Nope.
Oh.
kind of a strange bird with the horns and stuff, but with the culty boys and their weird masks, I've learned to kind of just roll with the punches. It's fine.
That sounds about right.
Merrick has been very quiet in the corner. This has been Billion this whole time.
So, what other tasks have you done for the cult? Anything,
Violent?
like dealing with other groups of them?
No. So it's the cult isn't the folks that hired us. We got hired on this just strange naval crew. It's just a long haul expedition. Serve for 6 months. Do some sailing tasks. Do guard tasks. Do mercenary things as needed. Out in the wilds of the seas. Out near those northern islands, the Natufian Islands.
Say that one again.
Natufian Islands.
Natufian.
Yes.
Natufian.
It's got a lot of syllables. I didn't pick it.
Okay.
You know, it's funny because you left on a quest from your mainland.
Quest is a strong word. It's more of a job.
You left on a job, but we're also on a job from our mainland.
Well, that is how I assume people meet when they're in the middle of the open ocean. They're
Curious.
both on jobs from their mainlands, respectively. Right?
Yes.
Is that not how this works?
No,
Yes.
this is how
Yes,
this
but
works.
one
it's
man's
hard
job
to
is
know.
another man's cult. Just saying.
Sorry, there were too many people talking at once and I didn't understand any of it. Let's take turns.
One man's job is another man's cult?
Okay, your turn?
I didn't have anything relevant to say.
Oh, okay.
I was agreeing with you.
I'd like to hear that. He kind of like flicks the bars that are in between you guys and he's just like, is it well made? No, so, since I'm kind of changing careers currently, let me give you the full lowdown of what me and Merrick know. We've interacted before. Merrick's just like, yeah, we've interacted before, but I'm so tired and so wanting to be asleep right now. And I was losing the game anyways. So, he kind of is packing up the cards and just sets up, leans against the back wall of the brig and just...
Honestly, proud.
passes out immediately. It's a power that I wish I had. I cast sleep on myself. Yes. So, Billiam takes front and center, this mercenary fellow. He's kind of very short, buzzed hair that's been allowed to grow for about a couple weeks now. It's very messy haircut. And he's just wearing like the clothes he was wearing under his leather armor. So, just very straightforward fellow. So, I was hired by a guy claiming to be putting together a fleet. He just kind of referred to himself as the Admiral. That's what he called himself. And putting together a fleet. Ragtag folks needed mercenaries to fill out some crews and provide localized protection in hostile climates. Didn't really ask many questions. Paid better than most. What are you counting?
Similarities.
Keep going.
Oh, okay. Well, this Admiral fellow has a large number of ships in the seas to the north of here, and he's working with these cult guys to...
Put that finger down.
Or so help me.
working with these cult guys to do some kind of ritual. They've promised to help him in securing his new territory in exchange for him providing them kind of
Put that
conveyance
finger down.
to and from their weird ritual sites like this one.
We don't know that yet.
From what I can tell, there's about 6 other ritually expeditions out from their base of operations. There's a lot of people involved. It's a big fleet. That's the short story. What's your guys' deal?
We are simply exploring.
Take out the cult and the rituals.
Exploring new lands.
Yeah.
Exploring new lands. I'm gonna focus on that one because that one leads to too many questions, and I don't like asking questions.
At least from where we're from, we don't know too many lands. You know, us and the Northern Isles.
What was the name of my continent again? I forgot it. It sounds like a sneeze.
Achoof.
Achoof. Thank you. So,
Bless
you were counting similarities?
Yeah.
We have a big fleet. You have a big fleet.
Oh, your fleet. How big is your fleet?
I don't know.
4
It's
ships.
about 12 ships.
12 ships.
Funnily enough, they are going exploring new lands when they know nothing of mine. When I am on the same continent. It is funny. Sorry.
Oh, wait, no, I want to hear about you. How's it? Same continent? We don't.
Yes.
I don't keep track of maps much, but from what I can tell, there's only like maybe 2 continents that have been explored so far. It's just the one big one has a lot of dangerous areas in the middle.
Well, I am from an area known as the frozen wastes, as they like to call
Oh
it.
shit.
Little do they know it is nothing like a frozen waste at all.
Is it cold?
There are parts that are cold,
He looks very fluffy, very well insulated.
but not all of it is. Only the surface is frozen.
Oh. Wait.
What?
So
Yeah, no, clarify that for a
That's
second.
fascinating.
what do you mean?
Only like is there unfrozen beneath the grounds?
Well, that is where we all live. We live in the oases.
Oh.
Oh, is it cold?
Not in the oases, no.
Are they hired?
Are they hiring?
Yeah. You know, mercenary.
I mean, we always use caravan guards.
That sounds better than this.
I mean, if you like,
Why would you
Well,
leave
let's
a
just
place...
swim back.
Ooh.
Wait, why would you leave a place called the Oasis? That sounds relaxing.
well, there are many oases throughout. There are ones that take the form of deserts, one that take the form of jungles, some that take the form of lakes, mountains, rivers.
Which did you hail from?
Oh, we're nomadic. We travel between them throughout the seasons.
Hey,
Oh, hey!
us too.
I have traveled with your folk before.
Wait,
Yes.
I traveled too.
Like,
For a living?
Actually,
Spreading the good word!
when I came to the northern parts, I've never traveled with your troops specifically, but I traveled with many halflings and dwarves.
I mean,
That is how I speak your language.
And you
Well.
knew it very well. Thank you.
Thank you. But yes.
we don't know what's gonna actually happen to you, so hope for the best.
Yeah, no, your captain lady seems like she has plans.
Yeah. Glad you're still alive.
Me too.
Thanks for not hitting any of us.
I still feel I need to practice. Maybe I should stick to melee combat. I think I should be melee combat. Don't you? I have the build for it. The shoulders up close and personal.
Try to hit me.
There's bars.
through the
between.
butt. Okay.
If you were really good at melee combat,
I know,
you'd be
no.
able to hit me through the bars.
You know, I'm not gonna test my.
Candle like
stats.
tail just.
See, look! I hit him.
No, he's not close enough.
No, don't hit.
I hit the bar.
He kind of takes another step back and is just like, see, a wise retreat. I'm beginning to learn the value of such.
Well, you're doing very well. I'm proud of you. If I see you again, I'll give you some pointers.
Good to know.
This was so nice. We bonded.
But anyways, on the off chance you make it to the quote-unquote frozen wastes, the Dancing Snows clan are my people.
The Dancing Snows clan. Let me remember that because all of my
Dancing
equipment
Snows.
is locked up. I don't have my notebook.
Well, fair enough.
Do you know how to do a jig?
No.
Do you know how to do any dances?
I suppose I know probably some traditional dances of sorts.
It's acceptable.
It was
Depending
not really
on
my
which
thing.
troop
I was
you
more of
travel
a
with,
hunter
or
and a caravan guard.
dances.
Oh,
It's probably
That
seen.
was what I was
don't know if
trained
you ever
in.
joined in.
that's
You never know.
interesting.
But anyways, enough about my past.
Very well. So the looks like it's the time back to the main fleet is going to be, overnight. So you all tuck in for the evening, and as you each do your version of sleep, everybody please roll a wisdom save.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's about how that went.
That's what I like to call
I stole your
an
luck.
11.
That's what we in the business call 11.
A 15?
That's what we in the business call a 4.
These are what we all collectively call a fail.
Candle.
19.
Excellent. So, as each of you do your version of sleep,
I think that's just sleeping.
here's what happens. Does anyone do trance here, or is everybody
No.
actually?
I'm pretty sure everyone's
I think we're all
actually
sleepers.
Yes. So, we'll start with Shadow.
That's me.
Shadow. You wake up and it's a typical kind of dream type scenario. Each of you are you're in what you recognize as your quarters on the ship.
Okay.
Except now you have your own room, and you've been tasked with cleaning out the sails from all of the catfish that are swimming in them. It's a very
Yes,
strange
of
dreamlike
course.
scenario. So you're scampering about the rat
I
lines.
don't
trying to
question it. It's a
catch
dream.
all these fish.
I
Yeah.
have to get these catfish out of the sails.
And then one of the catfish kind of And the last of them, as you're chasing them down, turns to you and says, "Hey bro, have you ever considered the morality of doing this?" And it's a jolt, and you suddenly come to yourself, and it's a very strange scenario. This catfish is just floating midair above the ship, and actually you're not on a ship anymore, you're just clinging to a mast that is sticking out the water, and this catfish is floating above you, almost swimming in the air.
I debate the morality of many things, however, this is not one I have yet considered, seeing as I have been thrust into an unknown scenario.
That's a very clinical approach. It kind of circles you. So, what do you want from your life? What are you going for? What's your... And then it turns to face you as it's kind of circled around your back. What's your whole deal? Its whiskers spread out.
What is my whole deal? Well,
yes, your whole deal. I need to know.
Overall, my deal is to find happiness. However, I am currently on a quest for my clan. I am one of the few sent out.
So your clan quest will bring you happiness?
Well, I need to save my people.
Do your people need...
I need to ensure their safety, and perhaps the safety of more than just my clan.
So then the safety of your clan and people is more important than your own happiness. It continues to circle you.
As of now, yes. I do not put my happiness on hold. However, this is also an urgent matter.
An urgent matter. Yes, I suppose.
The clan elder speaks to the wind. He gave me this task, and I cannot fail him.
You must be very proud to have been so selected.
I am very young for this quest. Yes, I am one of the few who was sent out and honored by this position.
An honor. Or maybe an acceptable loss to the clan that you value so much.
This is a possibility. They could only spare so few.
Perhaps.
It is an important quest, however. The clan still needs to function.
Interesting. Well, I have something to show you. Follow me. And swims off.
Catfish.
Over the surface of the ocean that is now perfectly smooth, glass-like.
I tentatively step down onto the surface of the water.
It supports you just fine. You
I begin walking along after the catfish.
Following this catfish as it's just swimming through the air. Kind of eel-like. Selwyn.
Hey. Yes.
That's what your snore sounds like. I want you to go, hey! 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 So, it's canon now. It is the law. You find yourself in a classroom, all alone, but with the impression of being watched. It looks like you're writing the same thing over and over again on a chalkboard, and it says, "I must not write on chalkboards," over and over again. And you have been writing this for a while. The chalkboard is nearly full. And there's a kind of teacher's desk off to one side that has the notebook, little podium set up, several kind of writing utensils, and an apple. And a worm sticks its head up at the apple and says, "Yo, what the fuck? This is wild as shit. Yo, dude, what are you doing up there? Dude, hey, you,
what?
Stop writing.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I was writing, I think.
Okay, now, why were you writing?
I don't remember.
Weird.
It's just what I know to do. I suppose. I don't
Interesting. The worm kind of fully extends itself. It's just coming out of the apple, but it doesn't stop coming out of the apple. So now at this point you have 3 feet of worm that are just floating above the apple. Oh me, I'm just looks down. I'm just a worm.
Nice to meet you, worm.
Here, yeah, you're Selwyn.
Yes.
Your name? Yes. Okay. So I'm Worm. Hi.
Hi,
nice
Worm.
to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
I'm just a humble traveler.
Okay.
Traveling about.
Okay.
Seeing things.
Proud
doing
of you.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty great because I like to travel. I've done a bunch of other things and I found that this kind of traveling is some of my favorite stuff.
Traveling's one of my favorite things to do.
Really? Or is it just something you've done a lot of and that you know is something that you should be doing?
I suppose a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Sorry, could you say column A for me again?
Column A.
Column A? Is that? Okay. Anyways, we're going to move on from this bit. It's not really conducive to the current environment. The worm just kind of keeps extending out from the apple until you see 2 little wormy legs kind of step out from the apple hole. So it's 2 little legs, and a little tail, and then just this long 3-foot wormy body.
Right.
And it's just like, whew, man, that was.
This is normal for a dream.
Is this a nightmare?
Is it? The worm kind of shakes itself off, and it kind of like focuses for a second. The 2 little wormy arms just pop out.
That's a lot bigger of an apple than I originally thought it was.
Oh no, it was really cramped in there, bud. My name is Worm. It sticks out of his hand. It's about it's like a 6-inch little tendril that's just sticking out from its body. It's just like another worm. It just kind of slaps it into your palm and then just shakes kind of limply. You're doing great. Don't worry about it. Let's see what else is in this weird school that your dream self has conjured.
Dream self?
Don't worry about it.
What?
And then it points to the door. It's on the right. Don't worry about it. Kind of motions for you to open the door.
Oh, okay.
And you open it, and it's just a long hallway, lined with doors, all to either side. Pick a door, any door.
That one.
Okay. Before you go in, what do you expect to find? This is the worm talking to you.
Not really sure. I'm expecting another classroom, I suppose. We're in a schoolhouse, aren't we?
Are you?
I don't know.
Infinite hallway.
I open the door.
And as you open it, it's distinctly a classroom question mark. It seems like this one is a more large lecture hall with tiered seating, a big chalkboard off on one side, but as you look, the tiered seating seems to curve, almost as if this is the base of some weird ring. And so the ceiling also curves in tandem, and it curves out of sight. This seating just seems to keep going. Up and up and up and up.
Alright.
That was fucking weird. Can I open a door?
Which door are you gonna open?
That one.
Is it a push or a pull door?
Well, all of these look like they're pull doors, but that's fire
Can
code,
you
know?
do that? Can you?
And its arms stick out a bit farther, so now they're about a foot long. And he ambles up with his little tiny
I
legs.
shouldn't have asked.
And he goes up to one of the doors and just kind of slaps his wormy arm around it. It wraps around several times like a little lasso and pulls it open. Yeah.
Look into it.
And as you look into it, it's less like a kind of school and more like a high-tech fantasy lab. In the center of the room, there is this metal and stone kind of meeting table, except instead of the center of the table just being table, it's down a little bit, and you see holographic images dancing across it. You see that there's countertops kind of lining the sides with cabinets, lots of paperwork. There's this strange holographic screen interface scattered throughout it. It seems like this is some sort of lab, but for some reason these countertops are about 5 feet off the ground, and the worm's just like, oh shit, my bad, 1 second, and the countertops lower until they're about comfortable height on a halfling. And it's just like, okay, this is pretty cool. Do you care to explore? You said you like to explore?
Yeah, this is curious. I go over to whatever the closest counter, the central table.
Yeah, central table is probably closest. There's clear walls on either side.
You said there's lots of paperwork on it.
Well, there's not so much paperwork as holographic kind of.
There are
writing.
tabs open.
There's tabs open in this big central console, and it seems like it's just playing through some sort of simulation of a hunt in the middle of a forest, of this strange saber-toothed tiger-looking thing hunting down a pack of them, rather hunting down a lone elephant.
Oh.
On the outskirts of the forest.
Huh.
And it just seems to be playing through that, and then it stops, and then it resets, and it seems to be just replaying the simulation over and over again.
I put my hand through the hologram. Does it?
The hologram kind of like dissolves around your hand and reforms.
Interesting. Hey, worm.
You turn and you look at the door, and the door is no longer there, nor is the worm. We'll get back to you. Merowyn. Hello, Floor. You find yourself at a desk. In the middle of an array, a large warehouse-style room with every other desk filling the space at a good kind of 12-foot spaced out grid. There are countless other humans, dwarves, halflings, elves also working at their desks, kind of head down, taking out some papers, doing some writing, stamping, and putting them in one of two piles. And you find yourself also engaged in this task.
God, he's in purgatory. A desk job.
And you just come to yourself in the middle of this kind of warehouse expanse of desk drones. Everyone doing their task, but you feel immediately out of place as you stop doing your task, and everyone else continues ceaselessly.
I'm going to look around and see if anyone is looking at me.
No.
I stand up.
The chair that you were sitting in screeches back against the concrete floor, horrifically loud amidst the just paper cloud of the rest of the room, but no one looks up.
Is there a door anywhere?
Not that you can see. Just blank walls off in the distance, probably closest several hundred feet away. There's a lot of desks.
Start slowly heading towards one.
Just
kind of
a desk?
or
Just a
towards the
person?
wall.
Okay, towards the wall.
And kind of pass by some people, wave, see if any of them notice anything.
As you wave, none of them respond. Eventually, you reach a wall, and you see that the wall has a strange texture in it. It's almost like it's kind of pixelated, almost like there's every foot square has its own specific repeating texture. It looks like wood grain, but as you get closer, it looks like tiny people, all of them working at desks.
Oh.
Oh no.
God, this is hell.
As you keep scanning the wall, one of the little wall squares catches your attention. There's a person walking through the desks, looks very out of place. And as you look down, they actually look up at you and make eye contact. They're about this tall, just this big. And they look up at you and they kind of start waving frantically.
Hello. Hi. I want to see if I can take the brick out, or like the pixel out.
It's about a foot square, and it just seems to be a part of the wall you cannot extract it.
Can I stick my hand in?
As you stick your hand in, you find yourself pulled down into another warehouse. And as you're falling down, you land in front of this person. As you're falling, you look up and you see that the ceiling of the warehouse is this strange, kind of shifting gray that you can faintly see the outline of a limitless array of desks above you. And this person, it's another halfling, a bit taller than you. She's probably like kind of dressed business smart. She's like, oh, hello. What the fuck is happening? Why are we here?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's a big warehouse desk office place.
Yeah, that sounds awful. All of those words that you said.
I agree. The name's Marrow.
Hi, I'm really not sure of my name. I just kind of woke up here.
It's the worst.
Sucks a lot. Yes, I think we've covered that. I tried kicking over one of the desks and nothing happened. The person just kept stamping papers.
Oh, I tripped away with them. They didn't even notice me.
Oh yeah, I did that too. You're the first kind of sentient person I've met here, but well, I've found something interesting actually.
What do you find?
It's better if I show you. And she drags you to one wall.
Yep.
There's another square. She just kind of puts her hand in it. You're pulled down, and this happens multiple times as she seems to know exactly where she's going throughout all of these little squares, seemingly identical. But eventually, you come to an empty warehouse with desks stacked all along the side walls and kind of various dusty detritus everywhere. And it's just you and her in this. She's like, this is the first unique space I found.
Oh.
And
How long have you been here?
how long have you been here?
I don't know. All right. I don't think it's long, but I also don't know.
Yeah. What'd you say your name was again?
Marrow.
Mary. If you see me again, can you help me or something?
No, of course.
You seem different.
What should I call you?
I don't care.
Alright. Well,
Bitch.
oh. Try and find a way out. Find something with color. Something that's not here.
Roll investigation. As she's just kind of dazed.
Investigation. That's a solid 8.
Solid 8. It takes you a while, but as you're searching, you find that in one of the drawers of the desks that's scattered all about it, all about the edges of the room, you see this strange kind of moving picture, kind of like a vision or a video on the base of one of the drawers. And we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Candle.
Shining bright like a
You find yourself in a bedroom, a comfortable bedroom, lavishly appointed. Stone walls, kind of round, very much top of the tower aesthetic. You have 4 windows, one looking out to each direction. And
well, this is an upgrade.
prominently on one side of the room is a trap door that you know instinctively upon looking at it is locked. You're in this lavishly appointed bedroom with 4 windows, each with a different quality of light streaming in.
This is not my bedroom. Can I look around and investigate to see whose bedroom this is? Or
It's
if
your
I can
bedroom.
get any insight?
As you're walking around it, it's very comfortable. It feels familiar. There's your hammer kind of hung up on one side.
Oh,
several
that is
different
my
sets of armors.
bedroom.
A
Oh,
little
that's
shield
nice.
off in one spot. There's a little like sparring thing. This is your bedroom.
I look out a window.
As you look out, which window do you look out? North, south, east, or west?
I'll start with north.
As you look out the north window, you see a storm. It's a storm of a series of thunderclouds all over an open sea. The waves are getting very choppy, and you can see several ships slowly in the process of getting battered to pieces by the waves. Distantly past the ships and past the storm are very, very tall mountains.
West.
To the west, you see a beacon in the middle of a grassland. It's this long, flat expanse with tall grasses and the occasional very scrubby tree. Strange beasts wandering all about the horizon. And in the center of this picture is this blue-greenish light erupting into the sky and feeding, eventually fountaining into a aurora borealis. And it seems like slowly, as you're watching, this landscape is shifting as Earth is kind of rumbling and it's slowly becoming more and more mountainous the longer this beacon seems to be firing.
South.
To the south, you see, it's strange. This is a very abstract vision
This is strange.
that you're looking at. It seems like you're looking at the base of like an aquarium or some sort of snow globe. It's
that is strange.
like looking straight down from the top to the bottom, and at the bottom of this aquarium almost, you see this weird spiraling funnel, almost as if the water of the aquarium is flowing down, almost as the snow, the snow globe is slowly draining, but the water levels don't fall. It just seems like there's this vortex of activity and power at the very base.
Oh, east. I'll go east next.
To the east, you see several small humanoid figures, probably about 3 inches tall, in the process of cobbling together sticks and grasses, just kind of building a shelter, building a house. They move very quickly, and they seem to be building eventually a kind of a whole city. And eventually this massive foot comes down, smashes the city. A lot of the folks escape, although some do not. This massive foot, kind of clears away all the rubble, and then the scene repeats.
The foot of God is unkind.
Eventually, there's a knock at your trapdoor. Then there's the sound of wood scraping away, and then it opens. Shadow,
Yes! Catfish!
The catfish of destiny.
Am I being catfished?
who's to say? So, you've been wandering on this limitless glass-like expanse of ocean, following this catfish. And at the same time, you know you've been only doing this for seconds, minutes even, but at the same time, it's been a while. You've been walking for some time to the point where you feel the fatigue of monotony. It's not that you're tired, it's just that the sameness has been happening so much.
Okay.
So much. And eventually this catfish comes to another, what looks like the top end of a shipwreck. It would be like a ship slowly sinking, but it's frozen in time. Just the prow of a ship kind of angled up out of the water, several masts barely sticking out. And the water you can see now is kind of very choppy. This is a frozen scene, but instead of like people and crewmen all being thrown asunder and drowning in the water, you just see catfish. Just a bunch of different catfish all floating about. And distantly you see the tentacles of some massive, deep creature wrapped around the ship, dragging it down, all frozen in time, and the catfish says, yes, this is my fault.
This is your fault? What do you mean by this?
This, or the calamity that has befallen my people. It is strange, dragged down to the center of the earth by the weight of our own mistakes.
A calamity befell these catfish folk, you say. Will I suffer a same fate as a calamity I have been warned will befall my people?
Well, I'm no soothsayer, but from what I've seen of the world, tumultuous times are approaching. And from what I've seen of you, it's possible that you can influence them one way or another. But take it from someone who's been through this once before. Those that claim to be your elders and claim to be wiser might not have your best interest at heart, and they themselves might be being misled. It kind of looks into the depths with all of these fallen catfish mournfully.
Your words cast doubt over my past memories. However, I'm still uncertain, for I have met with a being known as Endra that has also warned me of calamity. However, there's also there's a beast named Endra that could possibly bring calamity if woken. However, there's also some great creature in the deep that these people worship that can also bring calamity. I have one chance to communicate back with my people and warn them of what is to come. I am worried I may contact them at the wrong time or give them the wrong information. I am unsure of where to proceed.
Well, I cannot make your decision for you, and my vision is limited. But my question that I've found myself musing on these many years is, what would you do if calamity befell, you found yourself the only survivor? Would you do whatever it took to fix your mistake? Or would you simply wallow in the apocalypse that followed?
Of course I would have to fix my mistake. I cannot be the only survivor. My friends, my companions, my partner, we all went off in different directions in search of this calamity. I cannot be the only survivor.
We all...
I must at least save her.
Such. That is what I believed at one time. And as the catfish kind of turns and gazes back into the deep, you find yourself frozen as the water level rises and engulfs you. Everything goes black. And then you wake up.
You have a little console.
Are there buttons on the console?
Yeah, there's some weird buttons. It seems like there's also kind of like an interface holographically. There's controls floating off to one side.
Okay, do the buttons have these weird symbols?
They have
Maybe like a triangle, some like parallel lines.
No.
I wouldn't know what they'd mean, but like
there is some strange arcane controls, but at the same time they feel very intuitive of a certain thing. So just kind of describe, what do you want to do? What do you want?
Well,
how do you want to interact with this situation?
playing a video
Of sorts.
of
a hunt
sorts.
of a pack of these weird ancient saber-toothed.
How
felines.
far throughout the hunt do they get before it resets?
It seems like it ends with them taking down an elephant.
Okay. Can I get it to like move forward and see if there's any more to the video beyond that? Past the loop.
You find that there's nothing more past the loop, as this actually seems to be following the story of the elephant. And the elephant's story ends there.
Okay, and then in that case, kind of like rewind it.
As you rewind it, it hits a hitch at where the kind of hunt begins. But eventually you kind of work past it and you find a quick just blur as you catch up, and this is a baby elephant wandering about a grassland and forested area. It has a herd. Are you just going to watch this elephant?
Yeah, more or less, just watch it through, just see if there's anything interesting that happens.
You watch, and this elephant is going about its life. It grows up amidst the herd, but eventually it comes to a point where it seems to have to leave. It strikes out on its own, and you see it over the course of its wanderings, finding food, making friends with other foresty and savanna-y creatures, a herd of antelope, as it were, as it's just wandering around. But eventually it is always returns to being alone until it, kind of in the middle of the night, it's cold, it's hungry, and then a hunt begins.
Interesting. Are there any other like things that are going on in this interface?
There's a bunch of other things that are going on. It seems like it has a record of several simulations. It has a record of several different interactions with it.
Can I just sort of like start tabbing through?
Yeah. Some of it's there's a bunch of other kind of naturalistic scenes like this that are transpiring, but you also come across this record of what seems like a conversation, a meeting between folks. That's just a video transcript and then a map, and it seems to be a very zoomed in map of just like the area immediately surrounding a city. So there's farmlands and there's a sea. It's some coastal city. And the conversation proceeds as follows. Have you run the simulation multiple times? Yes, I've corrected for all sorts of errors, all of the different random factors, and it always goes like this. There's a click, and you see this city. It's a metropolis of a city, tall towers. You can see spirals of magic interacting and supporting a very complex kind of ecosystem of people going about their day-to-day life. You can almost faintly pick out, dwarves, humans, halflings, elves, some others, all in amongst this simulation, until eventually you see some of the magical supports on a building kind of flicker, and it collapses. And this magical blight kind of spreads throughout the city. You see people falling ill. It seems like the people that are very magically conversant seem to become consumed with some sort of this blight, this black sickness that takes them over and turns them into dust until the city is but ruins. And there's a click. Sooner or later, it always turns to this. Is there anything you think we can do? No. It's the end of the file.
That's vaguely disconcerting. I'm gonna like take a step back and start looking over some of like the you said there's like countertops with a bunch of like notes and stuff.
Yeah, notes, other auxiliary consoles.
I want to go check those out, see if there's any reference to that particular simulation.
As you're checking, you don't find any references to that specific simulation, although you do find another number of equipment. One seems to be like a magic intensity reader. It's just, this is a very well laid out and well equipped magical lab that has a lot of equipment that seems to be complex to the point where you don't know how to interact with it in any sort.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing you do manage to activate is a magical intensity evaluator. It just seems to be like a very, very granular and precise version of detect magic or identify.
Yeah.
That is just kind of a machine.
Interesting. Okay.
What do you do next?
Is there any way to like, I go back to the main console.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to run a simulation?
There is. There's ways to run. There's countless initial conditions to set and some other kind of rules to deal with. The kind of seems like there's a magical slider that's present between a couple different settings. So yes, it is possible to run a simulation, but it's very complex. What kind of simulation are you looking at running?
I want to run a simulation with no magic.
Any other initial conditions you'd like to specify?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not at this current moment.
It sets itself to the default settings in all other respects, and you find yourself looking down at a scene of several very tall, kind of spindly figures that remind you of the shape that Endra took when you met with that being. Kind of like 9 foot tall, very long and gangly, 6-fingered creatures, stepping, kind of like just kind of appearing on this grassland next to a river, and they wander around in kind of confusion, but they quickly organize and start to make a little bit of a city, kind of a little bit of a village, hunting, gathering, making supplies and structures. But then this storm comes, knocks down all of their structures. They restart, but then this large, kind of boar-like beast, but it's kind of elephant-sized, a bit larger, with large tusks, tramples their encampment, kills several of them, and this cycle repeats until there is none left.
Exact opposite. Full magic.
As you hit full magic, you see a similar start, but each of these beings kind of wields a certain amount of magic. They make structures much faster. One of them comes back dragging this massive boar figure. And then the simulation trips itself into overdrive and gets going very, very fast. And it zooms out, and you see this civilization spread across a continent, a portion of which you recognize. The southeastern portion is your country. This is a continent crisscrossed with mountains, and with a kind of strange, peculiar shape. At the very south of it, there's a isthmus that connects it to this massive landmass at the south pole of the planet. And it's just a view of just this continent. You don't see any of the South Pole. You just see the surrounding seas, and it looks like an island off to the west, although very large and kind of cut off from your viewpoint. You see them spread across it, spread past the edges of the map, and then it zooms in on a city, and then you recognize it. It's that same simulation that you saw beforehand of a magical blight consuming everything.
Is there like a diagnostics on the simulation?
It seems like this simulation is the diagnostic software.
Okay.
So
is there any way where I can see where the blight is coming from?
As you can reverse it, it seems to come from several different sources kind of independently, not necessarily all at the same time, but at around the same time. Several of the just kind of largest, most magical structures in an area begin to decay magically.
Interesting. Okay.
Probably within the space of a day, the central magical pillars of each city across this land kind of fall.
Interesting. That's weird. I don't know what to do now. I'm gonna go back to the door. If I open the door, is there?
What door?
That's right. The door disappeared. Oh, fuck that. I suppose I'd keep like fiddling with the simulation, just looking through. What are other parameters that I could change?
There's a bunch, and you start kind of messing with them.
Yeah.
Just trying to see what you can do. And after some time, almost you kind of blink and you feel like then suddenly it's been months and you've been messing around with settings, and suddenly there's a person next to you. Kind of humanoid, human-sized, human. It's a human cloak. And they are also at this console messing with settings. And they say, I've tried everything. Nothing would have changed the outcome. In fact, most things you can do just make it worse.
What is it?
It's a magical sickness, a blight, that affects those that get too intensely magical.
So the stronger you are, the faster you get sick.
Yeah, but it only seems to happen when the whole world itself has been unified in this magical paradigm.
So once the whole world is magical, then
The
magic
world
itself.
begins to end.
What happens beyond? Is there any way that you go beyond that, or is that the end of the world?
The person, you get the impression, kind of chuckles bitterly, and they mess with some settings. They hit play, and then they hit fast forward, and you see a little timer pick up, and you see the world is still for 5,000 years, and then suddenly you notice movement off on one corner of the continent. It zooms in, and you see several elves going about weaving a nature spell. And then it zooms out, zooms in. There's a traveling band of halflings, kind of just driving their livestock across a prairie. And it zooms out, and it keeps ticking forward until it reads about 10,000 years past the calamity. And there's a stray cat outside. And
Do we want a third?
And suddenly it stops, and you see the city of Harrington. Similar to how you left it, although, not nearly as clogged in the harbor area.
Mm-hmm.
Just people going about their daily lives. That tavern that you stayed at is there doing a booming business at around like late evening. The being kind of scrolls a wheel, and you find yourself looking down at the sky crest. The ship that you're on.
That's right.
Several, like a skeleton crew, manning the ship, and captain kind of at her desk, looking out the window.
So
This is what happens after.
are you saying that we've already gone through the calamity?
Yes. Once.
And the world just repeats itself afterwards?
This is not a repetition. This is just a recovery. But, well, I'm doing my best to make sure that the recovery isn't in the nature of repeating the same mistakes.
And who are you?
Depends.
Who are you to me?
I think that's for you to decide.
Can I name you Steve?
Sure.
Alright, Steve, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Selwyn. But, well, just kind of giving you a heads up. What you do next can speed things up or slow things down. Maybe give us a chance to figure out how exactly to avoid another calamity. Just like people didn't fully get wiped out, that light still exists in various places.
Huh. Do you know of any way to protect against it? Anything you've learned since the calamity?
Nothing that's truly effective yet. But, well, maybe we'll talk again.
Well, I hope so.
He kind of squints a little bit, and then you find yourself looking at that same spot on the wall. And then everything goes white for a second. And then you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Merwin, what were you up to?
I was looking at a colorful picture.
Oh yeah! You were looking at a colorful picture on the bottom of a desk drawer. And as you're looking at this colorful picture, you find yourself suddenly in the middle of that scene. You and this female halfling that has found you in the warehouse landscape, except this colorful scene is strange. You're on a kind of very small sloop, like a think like a slightly larger, wider canoe, but with a sail.
Okay.
This is a very small boat. One person could crew it by themselves, although it's just you two on this boat.
Yep.
And you are going through the middle of a magical storm. So there is multicolored lightning and waves appearing and then disappearing out of existence in front of you. And you are on this very, very rocky boat. And she's just kind of holding onto the rail for dear life, though. It's like, oh,
Well, this is different.
It's more fun this way, at least.
Oh no, I don't feel fun. Do you feel fun? I'm not feeling
scared,
fun.
but also
Oh.
there's color this time, and I want to try and take hold of the sail and try and not crash.
As you kind of try and take command of the ship, it's difficult, but you make some headway. You kind of control the direction of this ship. You prevent it from capsizing in the middle of this magical storm. And then suddenly there's a crack of lightning and you find yourself awake, having passed out on a sandy beach. You and this other halfling are both kind of brushing yourself off. The ship is beached off to one side. It looks slightly broken, but potentially fixable. And you're on this deserted island.
How big is the island? Like, decent size?
Decently small, I'd say.
Okay.
Like, you could probably walk around all of it in about a day.
Okay.
Just kind of get its circumference down.
Hey, are you okay?
I've been better. I've been worse. Hey, there's a horizon. That's something.
Want to look around the island?
Sure.
Feel like we're here for a reason, at least.
That's putting a bit too much faith in the universe in my experience. Sometimes you just end up in a place, and you have to make do.
Can always see. Let's take a look around.
And you explore the island, and you find that it has no trees. Just kind of very simple bushes and grasses and ferns, which is somewhat problematic because you need some wood parts to repair your boat. And after like a day of searching, this other halfling says, well, it seems like we're just trapped in a different context now.
Well, that's a little unsettling.
A little bit.
But maybe we can do something about it here.
Oh?
We could do something last time, so...
What do you propose?
How's the ship broken?
It's so a mast is the one mast is splintered off to one side,
Okay.
so it's no longer straight. And if any force were to be put on it, it would break fully.
Okay. Maybe we could find some roots or something, or maybe talk to some animals here. See if we can get some help from them.
You didn't see any animals in your
Okay.
trek. However, you do go about, you kind of dig up some roots, and as you're in the middle of kind of digging up enough, this last batch, which might be enough to splint the mast, you pull it up, and then the sand slips out from under you, and you find yourself falling down in an underground cavern until you hit the ground, and then water comes rushing in from all sides, and it brings you up, it surrounds you, it's crushing down on you, and then you find yourself just shrunken. And now you are walking around on this massive mountain face. You see this wave crashing towards you almost in slow motion from the sky. It's kind of blocking out the sun and the horizon, and then the wave crashes into you, and suddenly you're in a different scene. Suddenly you're in the middle of the woods, and you know that you're being hunted. There are howls at your feet, and you are running, crashing through the brush, and then you trip, and the howls get closer, and there's a sound of crunching, and then suddenly you're somewhere else. You find yourself at the top of a blank pillar, open to the sky, no guardrails, probably about 5 foot radius. Stone pillar up amongst the clouds. You look down and you see the whole world, the whole continent beyond what you've ever seen before spread out before you, and you see it kind of as it might be. You're above the cloud layer, but it's a clear day. You can see out into the sea. You see several islands off to the north, several of these strange crisscrossing mountain ranges that span the continent, and you are overcome with a brief second with a sense of wonder. And then there's a scuffling behind you, and you hear the voice of that female halfling say, if you were trapped for all eternity, what would you do to get out? And then you feel a jolt, and you're pushed off the edge. And then you wake up.
All right.
Wow.
Candle!
I am on fire.
No, you're not.
Emotionally.
Emotional. The door.
There's a knock.
The prison lock. This trap door.
It's a prison?
You said prison lock.
When did I say prison lock?
Anyways, the trap door. There's some scuffling sounds, and you get the impression that it becomes unlocked.
Oh.
And then there's several thumping sounds, and then nothing. What do you do?
So the door is now unlocked?
Yeah.
I grab my hammer
Yeah.
and my shield,
Yes.
and I open it.
Open it up, and there's a spiral staircase leading down. As you follow the staircase, you eventually find yourself kind of in a kitchen area, like a restaurant's kitchen almost, that you come in from the back entrance of. There
Thank God.
tables
Starving.
and counters, and it smells like food, but it also smells like food in the next room.
Oh.
Past this kitchen. You follow this scent through the swinging double doors, and you find yourself in a grand dining room. There is one other person, a female tiefling, sitting at one end of the table with just this feast spread up next to her. It's this long ass table, 2 chairs, one for her at the head and one for you at her right hand side. She's like, Candle, I finally made it down. Pats the seat next to her. Come sit.
The seat next to her, or the seat that's on the far end?
There is no seat on the far end. There's only a seat next to her.
I waltz on over. I say, do you mind if I set the hammer on the table, or should it be on?
Oh, there's a bracket for it on the seat. You notice that she
Oh.
has a big long bow and what looks like a spear kind of set up on the back of her chair.
Hello.
Hi, Candle.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a while.
A while?
Yeah.
I've never met another tiefling before, at least to my recollection.
Recollection's a funny thing.
Recollection is a funny thing.
Memory comes and goes. Chicken? She holds out, it's just like a half chicken, very nicely roasted. It looks very tasty.
How did you know? Chicken's my favorite.
It's reliable. And she goes about kind of dissecting her meal and then says, how's your day?
Oh, well, I was asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and then I woke up,
Mm-hmm.
and then noticed some weird ecological things going on outside, but
Yeah.
other than that, my day's great now that you're in it. What's your name? Or am I supposed to
Names.
already know that?
No, you don't have to already know. I'm just deciding which one I like more right now. I've lived a while.
Well, if I'm a candle, you can be a... Can I call you Wick?
That seems a bit too much of infringing on your territory.
Oh, but
Call me Lantern.
okay. Hello, flashlight. So,
That works.
Fucking sassy.
how long have you been preparing food?
Oh, this was just, my morning. Bring the cat into frame, Mika. It's important that the people have the opportunity to see the
The
cat.
people need to know. The cat does
Just the
not
morning.
enjoy.
How's your day?
Cat enjoys being helped.
Keep
This
telling
one
me
is.
about it.
Well, Lantern, you see, it was, there were some interesting
Or not.
things. I met some interesting people. Someone tried to murder me and
Oh.
sacrifice me, but they were unsuccessful, I think. I think they were unsuccessful.
You look very intact.
Oh, that's good. But I also interacted with a rather tall, skinny fellow. He was nice.
And who is that?
His name was, Endra.
Old friend.
Oh, you know Endra? Oh, he was very polite.
He is that.
So why is it that you seem to recognize me, but I don't recognize you?
Well, I know you. You don't know me. This is a symptom of my position.
Oh,
I'm
what's your
a
position?
little bit constrained, I would say.
Oh,
A prisoner, an old curse that has yet to fully break. Although I'm chipping away at the, little edges.
oh, I'm sorry.
But,
Why would someone curse you?
well, I have not necessarily always been the nicest person around.
Me too.
It happens.
We
I've-
can only do our best with the circumstances we are given.
I've learned from many of my mistakes, though. Sort of.
Sort of.
It's for value of me and value of learning. This curse is very comprehensive.
I see. I was also recently cursed.
Oh?
Yeah.
Who would curse you?
It was a weird masked gentleman who I think really needed a girlfriend or boyfriend. You know, I don't want to make any assumptions.
Had a lot of pent up.
Had a lot of pent up emotions.
There were feelings that were there.
Yeah, there were feelings that were there, and yeah, I was cursed by apparently a being of the deep, a deep
Oh, that one?
being.
Was the Lord of the Deep?
It was the Lord.
Fuck that guy. Am
Oh,
I right?
do you know him?
I've had my brushes with him.
Is he going to be a nuisance to me?
Significantly so, yes.
Oh, that's.
He's powerful enough to be a problem, but not powerful enough that he's already ended the world.
Oh, well, okay. That's something.
It's
I
something.
didn't just hit him really hard with my hammer, right? That's typically how things go in my life.
More or less. Although, in that case, significantly less. It takes more than simple combat to dismiss a demon.
Why do you look like me?
I think the real question is, why do you look like me? I seem to be a bit older than you,
Oh,
after all.
how old are you?
I lost track.
Wow, I never want to get to that point.
Trust me, you don't.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, are you my mom?
I don't think so.
Oh. Oh.
One has to be a certain shape of out and about, as they say, to facilitate motherhood.
Oh.
You know?
Right. The mother did explain it to me.
Don't mind the cat. His antics are his own.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about
Whew. So, you're a tiefling.
it. I think.
I'm a tiefling. Why aren't there not more of? Sometimes I don't judge the people around me, but sometimes I feel sad when
Yeah.
I don't.
Fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
The magic necessary to have a tiefling happen is a bit more intense than modern day can really get on its own. So I don't know why you are around, why you exist, but maybe next time we talk, I'll have found out some more information.
Well, lantern, flashlight, wick.
Not that second, not the last one.
Oh, damn it. Well, lantern. Thank you for the chicken.
Oh, you're welcome.
I do feel like I need to be somewhere though.
You really do, actually. And she kind of points, and there's two grand entryways. There's two doors, and they kind of fly inwards on their own as if buffeted by a storm off the sea. And you see, kind of impossibly angled as if you're looking through a portal, this massive fleet of ships sailing away from this large mountainous island. And you see the biggest of them, this large kind of dreadnought of a flagship, flying a flag. The topmost flag is simply a sword pointed straight towards the sky on a black background. But right below it is that weird demonic symbol that you saw almost successfully carved into the island. And this massive fleet of ships, several hundred ships, are sailing directly towards you, directly towards the viewpoint of this. And then there's an explosion of powder from the flagship, and a cannonball comes flying towards you. And as it's coming, Lantern says, "Prepare yourself."
Wait, I was gonna ask for a hug! Damn it!
Cannonball plows into the table, and you wake up.
Well, at least I was fed.
Indisputably. Is anyone still asleep?
I think we're all awake.
Good. You all wake up.
Did we get a long rest?
You all experienced the effects of a long rest.
Hit points, yay!
However, you also have taken 6 damage. You wake up 6 health lower.
A third of my health.
Oh.
That's the first damage I've taken this session.
Fucking mage.
I'm used to it.
You are in your bunks in the crew quarters of the ship, and you find that you are sailing right next to the flagship. And neither Merrick nor Billiam are on the ship anymore. And Helena, the first mate, kind of directs you. She's like, wait here, the captain's in meetings with the fucking admiral and his mage friend, but she'll be back shortly. She'll want to talk to each of you.
I still have that stick.
Oh, the big staff?
It's a stick.
It's a stick. Well, technically...
Call it kindling.
Would I be able to take a look at your stick?
I guess you can look at my stick. It's fine.
I wouldn't want to do it without consent.
I consent.
So, she'll be back shortly, but don't get into too much trouble. Just kind of bop around on the deck.
Away from the cords.
So, you have a magical staff.
I do.
What would you like to do with it?
Basic, just like glance over, like checking out all that. Like, it is magical, but like, what type of magic is it more leaning towards? Like that kind of stuff. Just want to
Roll
get
an Arcana check.
basic overview on what the magic is. 25.
It's a fairly intense magical item, but since its previous user has been murked, it seems like it has an availability to attune to a person. However, most of its magical capabilities seem to be shrouded in a curtain that is attached to that attunement. So in order to figure out what it does, we'd have to spend the rest of your time, an hour, about attuning to it.
Okay, so because you did... Oh, hi, cat. So because you did get this stick, I will offer it to you if you want it. However, it is very magical in its sort, and that's more of my shtick than anyone else.
I mean,
So
I
if
am
you want it,
inherent-
it's yours.
uh-huh,
But if you don't, I would like it.
uh-huh. I mean, first of all, bold of you to assume I'm not magical. I think
You are magical. However,
everyone has a little
you're-
magic inside.
okay, you can grow a little field of flowers on a whim. That's pretty magical. I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying that this is a bit more arcane than you usually act.
I believe they are more thinking of controlled magic, rather than yours is more
Like
spontaneous.
spellcasters.
Oh, yeah, I'm not very orderly. Maybe you should...
You're not very good at like helping sick people, you know, like an orderly.
Oh, I can do that. I'm just more chaotic in my means. Sure.
So, what do you plan to do with the staff?
Well, it'll take me a while to actually figure it out. Maybe like an hour to understand like what it does a little bit better.
Does anyone
It
know
will allow
that
him to speak softly and carry a big stick.
It is about 2 feet taller than you.
Does,
Yeah, I know.
Sweet.
I'm well aware.
Good.
Does anybody know if anyone has seen me with the big stick?
Well, the
You've
crew
been
of the ship
carrying
saw
it
you.
this
Yeah,
whole time.
But no one's asked about it.
Correct.
Cool.
They kind of looked at it and were just like, huh.
I threw it in the ocean.
Check it out first before you attune to it.
Well,
just
I've been
because-
checking it out, and like most of it is just like hidden behind the attunement. Like there's like a little shroud that's covering up what it does.
I was just thinking, since it was used by some cult priest dude, maybe we
Yeah,
should not
let's-
attune to it
Let's put a pause on that.
Okay.
because maybe it's a little
Because honestly,
Cursed.
cursed.
if we're dealing with anything slightly demonic, I probably should hold on to it. I'm just gonna hold that now. Nope.
You
Go
get picked
with
up.
I'm like holding onto it with my arms and my legs.
You're like a spit roast. Spit roast happens.
Spit roast over a candle.
So,
That's big enough for me.
I don't have a weird dream last night.
Oh, I have
Oh,
weird
yeah, I
dreams
had one of those.
every night.
I did. It was
I was
more
trapped.
like a vision.
Mine
or
was
something.
weird. I felt like I was trapped in like an infinite prison.
An infinite prison?
Well, went to different places, but they were all like I couldn't escape from any of them. I couldn't go anywhere I wanted to.
Sounds like life. Not being able to go anywhere you want to.
Well,
I mean,
I
my
simply-
ship is where I want to be right now. Like, I want to explore the world. So,
That's nice.
Did anyone else have follow the catfish of calamity?
what?
Oh, what? No?
The
I did see a calamity,
I did see
but
a
I didn't.
cat.
no.
Did you have a fish in yours? Because that's the only one we're missing.
There was a chicken in
There
mine.
was a halfling woman in mine who
Was her name Fish?
No, she,
Okay.
she didn't have a name or she didn't remember.
Call her Fish.
Wait.
Mm,
I also met a person in my dream who told me a name, but I don't think it was her real name.
Hey, me too.
She seemed kind of confused.
I gave him a name because he didn't
I
have
gave
a name.
kind of her name too. She didn't like the name I gave her though.
Anyone?
That's unfortunate.
Mine seemed like there was someone trapped in some infinite prison trying to get out.
My person was also trapped in a prison.
Huh.
The pieces
Well, there
are
weren't any
stacking.
doors there, so he could have been trapped. I don't know.
He was.
my
What?
person was not trapped. They were more trapped in their own mind.
What happened in each of your visions?
Well, in mine, I was on a sinking ship. I was chasing the catfish in the sails.
Ah, yes. that makes sense.
And then one of them asked me about the morality of my actions, so I followed him along the water for many miles, perhaps, where he led me to a sinking ship of the catfish people,
Was it?
and he
your
warned
ship?
me. It was not a ship I recognized.
Oh.
I do not believe. But he warned me that the ship had capsized and the catfish people had been struck by calamity as it was being dragged down by the monster of the deep.
I have a question. I'm so sorry. You say there were catfish,
Yes,
but there was a shipwreck.
yes. It was the
Can the fish not
catfish
swim?
people. Well, I believe they were being dragged into the beast's lair. I think is what happened. Was happening.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were insinuating the fish were drowning.
Perhaps they were. I do
You
not.
don't know what
the-
catfish people do.
I don't.
The catfish
sorry.
of calamity. I cannot understand their ways as of yet. I will
Oh.
meditate on it.
What about you?
Well, I was in a little research lab almost. Do you think like kind of what we ran into underneath in the
Oh,
in the castle, but like different. It was weird.
The
They had
ruins.
more like in the ruins, but like instead of it being like experimenty and stuff like that, there was more like illusions and stuff.
what were they doing in there?
Well, it seemed to be playing these these illusions were playing stuff on loop. The first one that I saw was a hunt. Some saber tooths, some big cats were attacking an elephant, and that was just playing on loop.
Okay.
And then after that, I started exploring, and well, there was a calamity of some sort. There was.
What do you mean?
It was a sickness that infected the world.
Achoo.
Why did it infect the world?
Because of magic?
Magic was the sickness?
No. But the sickness targeted magic.
Oh.
Hmm.
I mean, I've had
That-
allergies sometimes.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar. What do you mean?
What was yours?
Well, to something different.
To what?
When we got split up after the ruins, you went
Yeah.
to your cave. I found myself in the same ruins, and they started to flood. When I started using some magic, and some creepy water thing started chasing the magic. And
What was the water thing like again?
kind of alive. It started looking like it started as water, but then it got dark. It started getting darker and darker, more murky, and it would reach out and almost attack the magic. It tried to attack me after I got out of there and was investigating.
I mean,
more.
that does sound vaguely similar. The sort of dark, inky, like ooze,
Yeah.
the corruption. That is vaguely what it felt like, yeah?
Sort of.
More or less.
Kind of.
Enough for me to associate the two.
What you associate is what it is.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's close enough for
You
me
can
to,
associate.
having never seen the ooze, to be like, oh, that sounds about right.
Wasn't pleasant.
I wouldn't imagine it to be. What about you? What was your...
Well, we never heard about their dream.
Oh, yeah,
I
suppose.
started in a warehouse, and a whole bunch of people were doing like paperwork and stuff. All gray, dreadful. But all the walls
Yeah.
were just panels of different pictures of the same warehouse. But then in one, I saw a halfling woman just standing there waving at me, and when I touched the panel, I flew right through it, and ended up in the same room as her. We talked for a bit, and then she took me to a different room where that was mostly empty. All the desks were stacked up, and I looked around a bit, tried to find something, and then I opened a desk drawer and saw a picture of what looked like a ship on the sea. And then suddenly, the two of us were in the sea on this ship, and we tried to sail around, and then got struck by lightning, and there was a shipwreck.
How big was this ship?
Tiny, like a big canoe with a sail.
Oh.
It almost sounds like my travels.
But then we ended up on a deserted island. Couldn't find any way to escape, and the ship was damaged. So we grabbed some roots. Right as we were about to fix the ship, I went through a series of different places that I couldn't escape from. It seems like I was on top of a mountain about to get crushed by water. A couple others, and then I ended up on this pillar that looked over the world. It was higher than I've ever seen. And then I heard the woman's voice behind me say, "What would you do if you were trapped in an infinite prison?" And then she pushed me off, and I woke up.
Strange.
That sounds vaguely
What
uncomfortable.
What about you, Kendall?
Oh, I had a very pleasant dream. I woke up and I was in my...
You guys done?
I had a very pleasant dream. I woke up, I was in my bed, in a room that I didn't recognize, but it was my bed. And I was in this little tower, and there were these 4 windows, and there were different things outside the 4 windows. All vaguely ominous in their own right. But, windows. So, then there was this little hatch, and there was a knock. And so I went downstairs, and there was a feast getting ready, and this is really exciting because this never happened to me before. I met a tiefling. She looked like me, but she's not my mom. I'm just putting that out there now. She is apparently not my mother.
All right.
She fed me chicken, and we had a conversation. It was very pleasant, but it was kind of sadly disrupted because a storm broke through the front door, and then a cannonball from a ship out on the ocean hit me, and I woke up.
Huh.
Weird.
This wasn't your goddess, was it? Like a vision from your god?
I'll tell you, that would be... Oh my god, is Lysandra a tiefling? She's not my mom. That was disappointing.
You're not my dad.
That's exactly what I've been thinking.
Well, this is just interesting because you were... This person brought you visions of battle, visions of war. In my culture, the god you refer to as Lysandra is our god Lauch, the god of war, god of battle.
That's awesome.
It explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I really enjoy that. So, well, it's interesting because I saw a tiefling, you saw a halfling, you saw a catfish, but you are part, I guess,
Let's
cat
not
in
make
one
that
way.
connection.
I don't know. And you saw a what?
What if I told you I don't remember?
I would say that sucks.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Dreams are funny in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's valid.
That part slipped away.
We should get a dream journal. All of us, in case we have any more dreams. That would help us remember.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not against that idea.
That was a night.
Sure was.
Well, I'm glad we could share this bonding experience. I'm glad we were all not sacrificed yesterday.
Me too.
That is good,
A
yes.
very big bonus.
Yes.
You guys think the wizard guy on the main ship could get these curses off of us?
We can always
We
ask.
can ask him, but I don't know if
It's his ancient blood magic. I'm not sure if he would know.
One can hope.
One can hope.
we can always try, but I say we leave the stuff here.
How's the weather outside?
The weather outside is nice.
Frightful.
It's nice.
Delightful.
It's delightful. It's a pretty clear day. There is wind, but not so much as you'd notice, and it's pretty nice.
Mhm.
It's pretty nice. No storms
Yeah.
on the horizon, if that's what you're asking.
No, actually, because I have a thing I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, we were cursed by the
Lord
Lord?
of the Deep.
Lord of the Deep Lord.
The Deep.
Deep water. Anyone want to hold a rope?
Oh, you should not do that.
I'm sorry?
Hold it.
You
Hold
should.
this
What?
rope.
No.
What are you? Hold
No.
on.
I think
Why am I holding this
if I'm
rope?
interpreting,
I think she wants to go in the water.
I think if
What?
I'm interpreting my dream correctly, I need to face my fears.
Hey, we should get another person like
Yeah, let's
Preston.
get
Preston,
Preston to hold it.
because he's bigger than all
Did
of
someone
us.
say my name?
Preston, could you hold this
Oh,
rope,
hey.
please?
Here, hold this.
There's the cat in the background. Yes, I'll hold things. He just kind of picks up Shadow and tucks you under one arm, still holding the rope, kind of wraps one hand around it also, and he's just like, we're holding it together. This is companionship.
This is
Um,
not what I meant.
I tie it around my waist,
Yep.
and then
Be
I.
safe, Bardic.
Thank you. I want to dive in. I
Guidance
also,
as well.
Okay,
I also will say that I do notify
Helena,
Helena.
as the captain's away.
Yes, just be like, I'm going for a dip. Don't worry.
That's a
Leave
reaction.
your stuff on here in case anything happens. Anything that like you don't think you'll need.
Any, Lord of the Deep stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Okay.
Leave the staff here is what I'm saying.
You just want my staff. But okay. Boom.
You dive into the water. It's probably about a 60 feet rope, so you
I
start
take the staff.
going down.
I
What's
just-
what's your intent here?
I
What's the
want
vibe?
to. So basically, what I want to do
Vibe
is I want to kind of center myself,
Mm-hmm.
and as I descend down, I want to rage.
She gets angry.
Yeah.
surge.
Oh yeah, roll on the table, please.
No,
I want
exactly.
to see if you teleport out of your rope.
Oh, no.
What drill?
Kendall dies. I didn't roll yet. I'm so sorry.
What's the vibe?
A beam of brilliant light
Yeah!
lances from your chest in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long line. What? Each creature in the line must succeed in a Constitution saving throw or take 2d8 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of your next turn.
Please roll 2d8.
Oh no.
There's like a bunch of dead fish like float to the surface.
Do we also just see?
You see a big explosion of light that then quickly fades as
Oh,
she's
no.
facing downwards.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
15?
Is that her?
Sweet.
I don't know, but it was light, so I'm assuming it was her.
So,
Oh god.
you see a big explosion of light, but then based on the way that the rope is still descending at the same rate as it was before, and it kind of like bottoms out, but it bottoms out slowly. It doesn't jerk to a stop.
Yeah.
And you get the impression that she's fine.
That's good.
And
Hopefully
a
she fucked up
very,
whatever
very
that was.
large kind of fish floats up towards you. You see this big burn mark along its back, and it's a very dead fish as it's slowly floating up. But it's strange. It's not like floating up as if it has air in it and it's bloated and it's dead. It's floating up as if it's being lifted up towards you by some invisible force.
Is it a catfish?
No, it's
Thank
like
God.
think like a large goldfish scaled way the fuck up.
Oh.
Probably like a 12-foot long, kind of dull brown colored goldfish shaped creature. That has this big burn scar along its side and back, kind of like a chunk of its dorsal fin is taken out.
Dead?
It's very dead. And it is floating up towards you, and it's kind of rotated such that this burn scar kind of diagonally across its back is facing you. And then the fish stops at eye level with you as you're simmering with this magical rage, this glow coming off of you. And that burn scar that you caused on this fish kind of twitches, and the fish rotates such that that line of burn is level, horizontal, even with your eyes. And then the fish kind of twitches almost, and two little burned marks appear on its flesh above that line, and then this face opens, and it says, "Hello. Have you come to offer yourself as tribute?" As this fish's side talks to you in a demonic tone.
Can I talk?
Yeah! You can talk.
I can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like bubbly, but you can talk.
Offering is the wrong word. I'm investigating options in life.
Your options are be devoured.
Are you gonna eat me?
Sooner or later, all things sink to the deep.
Oh, so are you Deep Lord?
One could call me such.
Who? What exactly do you want? Have we met before?
The fish's side kind of twists such that the face is kind of looking at you quizzically. And it says, it's a strange question to ask. Who have you been talking to?
Well, I think I met some of your followers, but also there was a moment a couple months ago that I don't know.
One moment. And the fish kind of burns away at the edges as some of its kind of life force is being more and more consumed. And it says, you were one of the members, the clerics in the docks. Oh, my poor lieutenant. It's a shame killing one of mine never really sticks here in the overworld. Would you like to test your luck down in the depths?
My rope isn't that long.
The face turns and looks at your rope and says, we can fix that. And the fish starts approaching your rope.
No. I attack it with my tail.
Please roll to hit.
I attack the fish, not my rope.
I figured as much, yes.
Just want to clarify. Just, you know.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. 21.
You successfully kind of stab the fish with your tail. It's a huge fish.
It is.
So it's kind of like you stab it and some flesh kind of rots away. It feels like this fish is rotting at a very accelerated pace, just kind of decaying. But you do not halt its momentum as this fish kind of starts swimming above you, floating with this face looking down at you, all the while in contact with the rope. The rope, it looks like, is being burned away almost. What do you do?
Well, it appears as though I'm the one in the deep now. Well, what exactly do you want, Deep?
Deep McGee.
What exactly do you think I can offer you?
A meal. The rope is getting progressively more burned away.
That's too easy.
I never object to an easy meal. Do you?
I have on occasion. When time was of the essence.
The rope is almost fully burned away. What do you do?
I start tugging and pulling myself back up.
Roll an athletics check.
14.
As you are climbing this rope, you reach up to where this fish is, and you hear a kind of growl, and then it explodes in a burst of fiery water. Please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, that's really not good.
There's just a muted red.
21.
21. Yeah, so you only take
Should we worry now?
pre-double halved for your convenience, 3 damage.
Okay.
And you successfully get past the break in the rope that immediately formed, and so you are now climbing the rope. And you're headed back up towards your ship.
As I'm heading back up towards the ship, I want to pause above the burnt bits and kind of stop for a moment and try to listen. I just want to listen and feel. Is that presence still there?
The bits of the fish are now sinking back down towards the depths. And as you listen, you hear a kind of deep, rumbly chuckle as you look down and that bits of fish, kind of the particles form into that same demonic face as they sink back down. And you get the impression it's watching you.
Better glove next time.
And you get back onto the ship.
I'll take that as a no. We don't need to worry.
She looks a little singed.
Hey, Candle.
More than usual?
Light beam and explosion?
Oh, that was me. The first one was me.
The first?
The
What?
And the explosion.
What was the second then?
Oh, the second. Oh. Well, it's probably a good thing I went down there now, so we can. If you ever go into the ocean and you get approached by a large fish that starts talking through its side because it's dead, I would say avoid that because that's deep.
You see, you
Like-
could have left it at just.
As Cothram wills the dead is to stay dead.
Like
I agree.
deep fish or Lord of the Deep?
Both.
If this abomination is defying
cool.
Cothram
Honestly, you could have left it at big fish, stay away. That would have been enough for me.
He wanted to consume me.
Most big fish want to consume me.
No, but
But Lord of the Deep thing, cool, I'm not going for a swim for a while.
I'll be alright on the boat, yeah.
Well, that was why I decided it would be best for me to be the first person to interact with water.
I appreciate you making the sacrifice.
Probably wasn't the smartest decision.
And I appreciate that you didn't actually have to make the sacrifice.
At least you're alive.
Yep, that's the one.
This must be why the fates have aligned. If this being is able to undo the work of Cothram, I must be here to stop that.
So
tell
you're
me-
here to re-kill everything that he unkills.
Well, this Lord of the Deep is not only challenging Cothram, but he's apparently challenging the world. Must be my fate. Must be why I've been sent here on this mission as a hand of Cothram himself.
He seemed arrogant. In my opinion.
Seems freaky.
It was freaky. But he
You
did
said
not.
fish talking from his side?
Yeah.
No, we just glanced over that. What?
Well, okay.
Most that
first-
defy Cothram are
The
abominations.
first explosion was me feeling, happy rage.
Okay,
And
that was the
That's
boom boom. That makes sense.
That was
that
the
tracks.
boom boom. I assume that's what you're referring to. Well,
The boom boom pow?
that I think
Well, we got to get that.
burned a fish lower than me, and it began to rise up, and as if it had a will of its own, the burn turned almost into this weird.
So the burn
Mouth.
was talking to you.
That turned into a fake
And
mouth?
It was very disturbing.
Okay, well, we don't want to make you relive that.
Hey Preston,
So
Oh, yeah, what's up? I zoned out.
we're not going into the water for a bit.
That seems smart, but who meta question? Maybe y'all need some exercise. I work out.
I'm
That's my
sure
personality.
you do.
That's my
Yay!
personality.
Oh yeah, have you noticed? I've been working on my delts lately.
Point to your delts. Okay, I believe you.
Fucker. Oh hey, look, the captain's back.
Did you not want me to come back? I can go back.
No, you're good.
No.
No.
But if I'm not wanted,
No.
You're wanted.
You're wanted by us at least.
So, the captain climbs back over the edge of the ship. She kind of was coming back from the flagship on a little rowboat, sees you first, she's like, oh, good, you're all on deck. Let's meet me in my office, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Little quarters, office-y thingy.
Sure.
Yes.
So, she goes up, it's in the after castle. It's kind of like a captain's office / the general ship's like meeting room / planning room.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that she has a desk off on one side. There's some big windows looking out into the back of the ship. And on the other side is just this big-ass fish tank that has like several little goldfish in it, some betas. It takes up the whole second wall.
There's betas and other fish?
Yeah, as long as they have enough space, they're fine.
Okay.
And also,
That's
we
not
may or
where
may not
I'm
have
going.
some magical docility spells going on.
Okay.
It's an affair.
Some
It's
calm
expensive.
emotions.
Very, very expensive fish tank.
I approach the fish tank.
It's a very beautiful little kind of faux reef set up. There's some starfish up there. There's some little
Don't
corals.
kill any of these fish.
I gaze in cautiously and I say, hello.
A little kind of mini koi fish swims around and kind of stops at the sound of your voice and swims up to its side of the glass and kind of looks at you. Does a little circle. Kind of does a little barrel roll in the water.
Do barrel roll.
Kind of
Do
looks
an
at you.
aileron roll.
Hi. I'm gonna call you Wick.
It tilts its head the other way, and then kind of just swims away back into the depths of the tank and hides in the coral.
Death.
So,
So, you guys were a bit tired and injured, so just, what'd you find in that little castle?
Well,
What didn't we find?
Well, we
the
found.
dead gold
I found
guy.
myself.
Dead gold guy.
Yeah.
Well, he was a lot less dead when we found him.
It did seem like there was a fight that we had just barely missed.
In our defense, he made himself dead, not us.
Yeah.
I hate that. There's always some weird conditions when they do that.
It was ancient and powerful blood magic.
Yeah,
of some
he
sort.
did that and he created a blood monster.
Oh, I believe we are also all cursed.
Oh,
Us,
and-
not you, probably.
And they tried to sacrifice us at one point, but we think it failed.
All
Okay.
of it failed.
Well, I
That
guess
or
we're
we're
alive.
all- Yeah.
Or we
we're
have
all
yet to be
dead.
sacrificed.
And we met
we have
the earth spirit.
The what?
Endra.
Endra.
That's a spirit? I thought that
Apparently.
was just the name of the. Okay.
It came to us in a
Is
vision
that the
and gave
name
us
of
the
the
strength to break out of our bonds.
Look, basically, I think we were
In the
drugged.
form of a big explosion.
I think we were drugged and we saw things. And maybe we were, maybe there was a painting or something and we saw this weird, person or whatever. But like, little consequence. It's fine.
There were a lot of dead bodies when we found you.
There were, yeah.
His fault.
No, most
No,
of them looked like they'd
it-
been kind of
I
slammed
believe
against the wall.
That was Endra.
Her fault.
No, Endra.
Oh, yeah, explosion.
Endra
That's
was
the
able
one.
to aid us.
Yeah.
For
Made a
they were
big
trying
explosion for
to
us.
they were trying to summon Endra, bring him into the mortal realm. He did not want to be summoned, so he acted through us.
Him?
Well, something happened. Our bonds were broken and people were thrown about.
So I'm going to focus on the one thing that I can probably do stuff about. Y'all were cursed?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the Lord of the
Cold
Deep.
dude broke a gem
Blood
on his
crystal.
and said,
Gross.
"May the Lord of the Deep curse you," or something along those lines.
Well, I don't have any.
Oh, there's also a new continent.
Achoof.
Achoof.
A truth!
Bless you.
Bless.
Okay, good. Where roughly? Okay, no. Things in order. Curse.
Yes.
I have this, and she takes out this little conch shell thingy that seems to have a weird assembly at the end of it, a wooden and crystal little like muffler almost.
The magic conch.
No. And she kind of hands this. Let's see. What are you? Blow into this. It does not make that noise.
No, it's a magic. It's like a cursed breathalyzer test.
Straight up, it is a cursed breathalyzer test. The little crystals on it kind of light up, in a weird kind of pattern until they eventually settle onto this deep red, kind of pulsing look, and she's just like, oh, okay, one of those.
One of what?
No, so curses come in several different types.
Okay.
This one is just a pretty standard lingering vulnerability to magic from a specific source. So you have all been made vulnerable to the Lord of the Deep's magic.
Oh.
That's not good.
In order to counteract it, you will need a bit of his magic, kind of, or his essence, something with his very strong signature in it. And you will need to include that in a whole kind of curse-breaking ritual I can get Wells in on, but... Let me see it. She kind of takes the edge of the conch shell off and boom, pops it on top of the crystal, and it glows very faintly with that same red pulse, but she's just like, nah, it's been touched by his magic, but it's not really enough.
Do you think something with
Wait,
that much
what did
magic
you
would be
hand her?
safe to
The
use?
staff.
Or
Any flesh on my tail? That's useful, because I stabbed a fish.
Well, it did
Not
all
long
come
ago.
off in the water as you climbed the rope back up.
Oh.
would that staff be safe to use?
Fuck if I know. I'm not a mage.
I'll check it out.
Um,
I'll look at it more thoroughly. I'll look at it more thoroughly.
Don't get cursed twice.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm the captain. That's my job.
That's our boss.
I know what I said.
Captain, I was wondering
Cat,
Yeah.
get away from the cord.
if I might be able to inquire a favor.
Depends on the favor.
Well,
Probably.
you see, I'm very lonely. Could I
We got slightly
have-
big for okay.
one of those fish in that pond? Please?
I'm sorry. You do you have a fish tank?
Oh, I'll carry it around with me.
No. Do you know how fish work?
Carry it around.
No, this is important. Candle, do you know how fish work? They need to breathe water, fish. They don't breathe there.
Well, some fish apparently, I don't know, catfish are weird.
Catfish are weird.
There's a, yeah.
Catfish are weird.
But like, water. But one of them looked at me funny.
Oh, yeah, that would be Benji. That's just what I call him. He's a smart one. She? I don't really know. It's an old fish.
Good catch there.
No, you cannot have Benji.
Oh.
Benji's older than you. He's an old koi.
That's incredible.
It's an old koi.
So,
No. Good try.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me about your adventures out in the down seafloor castle?
This didn't happen down there, but I did, go for a little dip.
A little bit.
And I don't know if this will extend to you, but, I met a being.
Uh-huh.
It was in the form of a large dead fish,
Uh-huh.
but it talked. And, vaguely ominous.
Have you been stealing some of Hybern's mushrooms?
no.
Definitely not.
He has the fancy ones.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Oh.
Well.
But the point is
He
that
wants
if that presence is lurking near our ship, I wanted to notify you.
I'll keep my eye out for dead fish what spy on you.
Thank you.
Ah, them dead spying fish.
Good eating those spine fish. Okay, it's going to be an interesting next little phase to our journey, but, the mage and his all assistant and that whole staff seemed very excited by the two mercenaries you guys found. They seem to come from a different part of the continent.
Northwest.
Yes.
Yes, the northwest. Achoof.
Achoof.
They called it a ridiculous name, but whatever, I'm not in charge of naming things.
Bless you.
Yes.
Let's not go to a choof. It's a silly place.
You make me sick.
That will be shaping our explorations, but this mention of a large fleet that's forming in the North Seas is also worrisome, and so we have now been deputized to go a bit farther ahead of the main fleet, the main exploration group, see if we spot any other ships or land, and just make sure that if there is a big hostile fleet crewed with mercenaries and cultists, we avoid it. This isn't a military expedition, so we're now on the scouting for high stakes reasons job, which means we might put together a little crew, and you guys have proven yourselves as a call it resilient away party. You have yet to die.
One might say that we are the main characters in our own story.
Isn't everyone?
Everyone should be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I am relying on you guys to continue not dying.
I've got a 100% success rate at that so
Me
far.
too.
I don't know. You look like you've done once.
I haven't.
Maybe it's just.
I've come very close on several occasions, but I've not quite crossed the border.
Close is different then.
This is true. I
Exactly.
am close with death as well.
That's funny. That's funny.
So next time we make landfall or any sort of contact, just be prepared to be sent ashore.
I hope they can hear
Yes,
that on stream.
Shadow.
Is there anything else?
You're welcome.
If we ever go on any expedition things and we find anything, what's the rules on that?
Unless it has kind of broad-reaching impacts on the nature of the expedition, if it's some kind of magical time bomb, or perhaps a vessel for some sort of cursed little demon spirit, that would be something that we'd like to look into. But for the most part, anything you find you can keep, because that's your little incentive to keep searching.
Oh, cool.
Unless it's, super dangerous.
Do you know how to identify something?
Nope.
Shit.
We probably need to talk to, what's his name again? Kyber?
Wells.
Wells
is the High Mage.
is the High Mage, that's right.
And his assistant, Hilda.
You could probably talk to them. They'd probably know how to deal with that.
Yeah, I guess the staff too.
Probably.
Probably. Well, I'll set you all up with an appointment or whatever. Wells actually asked if he could talk to you about your lands and your people, the things you've seen.
Oh yes, I've completely forgotten. But yes, I can still do this at some point.
But that kind of wraps up anything I'd like to say. So we'll be seeing you around, but it looks like based on our maps it'll be a couple of weeks before we encounter anything else. There are some whispers of the islands. Baltusk says his people come from islands in the north. So
He was the
How is
orc,
he?
right?
The orc.
Yeah.
oh, he's recovering fine.
That's good.
He
This is
seems
good.
a bit
Yes.
claustrophobic on these ships. They seem small for him. But he's a large fellow, and he seems to prefer staying on deck when at all possible.
Maybe you guys could give him some advice. I'm taking up less space.
It's
That's
easy.
not that hard for us. We've never had to work at that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you know how fish or size work, but this is okay.
I don't know how a lot of things work.
And that's where we're going to call the session. As you guys kind of go back about the ship, it looks like any meetings with Wells will be happening tomorrow. And so we'll just kind of pick up with those one by one as the journey continues. And ominous things linger in the background.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you
Thanks
guys
for
so much
watching.
for watching. We will see you in a bit.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
2
for
weeks.
more D&D. Or on Monday for my
Everything
random
else.
bullshit. Or Tuesday for more of my random bullshit.
On
Or Friday for me and
another
Mika's random bullshit.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.